My name is James Rowlands. In 2015, I teamed up with my friend Dan White to create the WNR podcast. Since then, we have been giving you everything that's happened on the WWE Network. Now, in 2018, not only are we live for the Big Four events and every NXT takeover, but we celebrate 20 years since the birth of the Attitude Era. Plus, every month we'll bring you 205 Live, collections, new content, W pay-per-views and latest news on the WWE Network. Until we have watched everything, we are with you, and we are the WNR. Yes, hello, I am James Rowlands, and as always I'm joined by
Dan White.
And today it's the WNR182. It's the WWE Super Show Down in Australia. But before we get started, let's do the alternate intro. And this is a very famous song. We've had so many famous Australians throughout our time, and this is probably one of the most famous Australian songs that we can sing. There's an old Australian stockman lying, dying, and he gets himself up onto one elbow, and he's turned to his mates who all go around, and he says, "Watch my wallabies feed, mate, watch my wallabies feed. They're a dangerous breed, mate, so watch me wallaby feeds." All together now, time a kangaroo Dan, sport, kangaroo Dan, time a kangaroo Dan, sport, time a kangaroo Dan. Yay, so there we go. Alright, so there we go. We are in Australia here for the first time in 16 years, and we see the opening promo. Aussie, 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 oi, 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 and it was all about Triple H and The Undertaker, really, wasn't it, at the start?
It was indeed, yes. One last time.
It just showed about the history of WrestleMania and all the matches that they had. But then they mentioned all the other matches on the card, all the ones that mattered. So John Cena's return, and of course Becky Lynch. And we've got the Shield, Miz and Daniel Bryan. Of course Styles versus Joe as well. But Michael Cole, Corey Graves and Renee Young welcome us, and says an attendance of 70,309. And we're going to start off with SmackDown Tag Team titles on the line. We've seen the bar coming out here, and here come the New Day throwing pancakes. But we're going to get this started off, and we're going to do first predictions. Dan, you can start us off with predictions here tonight. Who have you gone for in this one?
Oh, well, James, I have gone for and New Day win.
I like the way you did that then. That was clever, because I thought you didn't go for him, but you did.
It's funny.
Well, Dan, I have gone in this match. We started off quickly between Cesaro and Kofi. Kofi's got a point to prove. He's did an interesting interesting record. I'll give you that in a second. I've gone for a New Day. Yeah. All right, and now looks Woods. Kofi going to try and end this early. Kofi gets tagged back in. Elbow drop by Woods.
Sheamus comes in. Oh, he gets knocked out. Kofi springboarding off the second rope.
Oh, my God. Then using Woods. Kofi Kingston has been with WWE since 2006 and had a very successful career with a promotion. As Sheamus up to the apron, gets knocked down by Kofi. And now we're going to see New Day fly.
Oh, over the top. They get caught by Sheamus and Cesaro. But Woods off the apron. He gets caught by Sheamus.
Oh, my God.
Back first into the turnbuckle, and then Kingston goes stomach first into the turnbuckle.
And now the bar's taken over. Cesaro taunting away. We talk about build-up to this match. There's not been much. We were announced that the bar would face the New Day. But two great teams. Cesaro goes for the cover. Kofi gets shoulder up at one. Yeah, so Kofi Kingston's been with WWE since 2006. Been a very successful career with a promotion.
Well, the 37-year-old has had a successful career as a singles competitor with 4 reigns as IC champion, 3 as United States champion. More so than that, however, Kingston is an extremely successful tag team competitor. Kingston has won 8 tag team titles during his WWE tenure.
Yeah, he might be getting worked over here, but most of them has come as a member of the New Day. When you combine all his days as tag team champion, Kingston is now the longest reigning tag champion in WWE history at 954 days. Kingston has held the WWE Tag Team Championship, later changed to the Raw Tag Team titles, for 818 days. He won those as a member of the New Day, as well as team with R-Truth and Evan Bourne.
Kingston also had a reign as one half of the World Tag Champions with CM Punk from back in 2008. They only held the titles for 47 days, and finally Kingston has spent 89 days and counting as part of SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions. He's had 3 reigns with the titles, including one he's currently part of.
Well, with that record, Kingston passes up Billy Gunn, previously held a record with 953 combined days.
Well, Kingston's fellow New Day member Big E took to Twitter to congratulate Kingston on the feat.
He says Kofi has the most days as tag team champion in the history of WWE. He never failed a drug test, never had a brush with the law, always professional to the highest degree. Give the man his flowers while he can still smell them. And at the moment, the bar has cut off. Kingston in this one is still getting worked over by Sheamus and Cesaro. And now Sheamus to 10 beats of the Finn Balor. Dan Watler.
And tags in Cesaro. He doesn't want to give the Australian fans what they want.
It's the keys to victory down on this one.
They need to get the pinfall for 3 seconds or a submission. Cesaro and Sheamus, they've worked really well together. They're both heavyweight championship material caliber wrestlers. I mean, Sheamus has won it on a few occasions himself. Cesaro, a definite future heavyweight champion. No matter what anyone says, I think he's definitely worth it. And he's got the mantra about him. In-ring performer. I think they need to corner off. I've always called Xavier Woods the weaker member of New Day, but I don't think that's true. I think the older Kofi Kingston, even though he's more intelligent, more wiser than the other two, I think, Kofi Kingston's age is going to get to him a bit. So they need to kind of wear him down and, just use their size advantage over Kingston to try and get the victory. And what about the
The New Day, the thing is with them is that people might say Big E is the stronger member of the New Day, but we've seen how good Woods and Kofi can work together. And I think the important thing with New Day is they're always going to get kind of sectioned off and beaten up, and it's how you deal with that. And the toughest Kofi Kingston's been around that amount of time, got the heart and determination. I think they've really got to stick in, take a pummeling for now, and then just start frustrating the bar as they move on. And then with Kofi, they can do amazing things in the ring as well. Maybe hope for something special there to put the bar away. So it is going to be a barrage from the bar to start, but I think the New Day can come out on top on this one. CM Punk responded to Kofi Kingston as well on Twitter. Not really, just put a picture of Tom Hardy and Mad Max just putting a thumb up and smiling. And Evan Bourne as well, or Matt Seidel, is Cesaro now back dropped over the top. Kofi's finally got some separation after a few minutes.
Can he get the much-needed tag to Woods? Big E's there, calling him on, cheering him on.
Woods is desperate. Here we go, he gets the hot tag.
Ducks under Sheamus, kicks Cesaro off the side. Sheamus comes charging in, hits the ring post. Woods goes between Sheamus' leg, chops the big tree down.
Oh, lovely.
Face first into the mat. 1, 2. Oh, but Sheamus managing to kick out.
Very impressive there by Woods. He's coming. He's on fire, baby.
Well, the strength of Sheamus, shutting Woods down early. Shoves him through the ring ropes. Woods lands on his feet. Comes back into the ring looking for his spinning DDT, but Sheamus just brushes him off, gives him an Irish curse backbreaker, goes for the cover. 2. Oh.
And we nearly had new SmackDown Tag Team Champions there, but we'd got the shoulder up at 2.
2.
And now Big E trying to spur Kofi on.
Come on, you Spurs. Give him some pancakes.
And Sheamus might have pancake power here, but Sheamus is going to look maybe for the bro kick. And this won't be good for you, fella.
Brogue. Oh.
If he hits this, it's over.
Sidestep by Woods, rolls up Sheamus. 2.
Oh.
With Sheamus managing to kick out.
Oh.
Kick to the midsection. Cesaro gets the tag in. I don't think Woods saw it though.
Oh.
There's a pop-up uppercut. 1, 2.
Oh,
2 count.
Sheamus threw Woods into Cesaro. Now Cesaro.
A Cesaro swing.
Well, if he's down under, shouldn't he go the other way? And now the sharpshooter, that's a shout out to former tag team partner Tyson Kidd. Kofi's in serious trouble on the outside, can't come in to break it. Big E's telling him to get up.
Sheamus jumps down though, goes and stops Kingston.
And Woods is trapped in the middle of the ring, and I think we've got new tag team champions here. Sheamus stopping Kofi.
Kingston kicks him off though.
Oh!
Kick across the chest, breaks up the count. Breaks up the submission.
And Sheamus back in with Kofi, but Kofi managing to throw Sheamus over the top. He falls himself. Now it's Cesaro and Woods with a cradle. One, two.
Oh, New Day nearly stole a victory here.
And now Cesaro going for the cover. He's trying to steal a victory. Foot on the ropes, but Kofi stopping that. Back over to Sheamus.
Oh, trouble in paradise.
Big boot up. Kofi tags himself in.
Throws him to the corner. Kick from Kingston. Backstabber.
And he keeps him in a position.
Double foot stomp.
Kofi goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. There is no kicking out of that. That match was too quick for my liking. I really enjoyed it. I think they got so much chemistry between the two teams. But I thought it was, I would say, a bit rushed because they've been told, we're going to have a 4 or 5 hour show here. So I don't know why they are, but New Day celebrate. Dan, what did you think of the match? I mean, I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong.
It was a thoroughly good match, yeah. As you say, it was a bit too fast, though. They could have spent a bit more time, but I don't know. It was still a very enjoyable match.
Yeah, no, it's still a great way to start the show. Babyface team getting a win here, retaining their SmackDown tag team titles, and of course, Big E loves the pancakes and the title belt. He's making out with the title belt right now. And how it went down, Bar thought they were going to snatch a victory, but Kofi and Woods showing as well how strong the New Day are, and they continue, and Kofi continues his reign as SmackDown Tag Team Champion. And I like the variation of the finisher as well. We've seen the big ending, of course, with Kofi, and now this. There was no way he was going to get the shoulder up at that. But after that, Dan, it means we start off with a point each. The perfect score is on for both of us.
We've just killed it now.
Yeah, 1-1 as we start our first match. Oh, up next is the women's title match. It's going to be Charlotte versus Becky Lynch in this one. Very, very interesting. Dan, what have you thought of the build-up to this match and the feud going into it?
Well, Becky's certainly getting a great response being the heel in this, and I think it suits her as well. Having a title around her waist just bumps it up that bit more. And I always do like seeing friends become frenemies.
Yes. Yeah. No, there's a good story to it. Like I said, two former horsewomen and Lynch's attitude change and actually beating Charlotte pretty much cleanly, as you would say, at the last pay-per-view that we had, Hell in a Cell. So Lynch goes into this one full of confidence. Prediction-wise, though, between us two, I have gone for in this one. In this match, I've gone for, and still women's champion, Becky Lynch.
I have gone for, and new still champion, Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, right, okay. So it's pretty even as we start off. This is a problem because Becky Lynch retains. Do you know what I mean? That would be an option that I used to use. And I know this rivalry is going to go on. I know this is not the end of it. But I just hope we haven't got like kind of cheap finish. That's why I just went Lynch straight up, because I thought, no, Lynch is going to craft a little pin or something like that. You know what I mean? Get the job done, and Charlotte can still be aggravated.
So you think in the back of your mind Charlotte's going to win by DQ?
Not DQ, I don't know. You know what I mean? They've got to prolong it somehow. And what we've seen with the AJ Styles title reign, I mean, I hope they don't do it with Styles and Joe. But, with Nakamura as well, the amount of kind of finishes like that, I don't think it makes any sense to do it. I mean, like Becky Lynch did at NSL, catching her and rolling her up and stuff like that. I think it's a good idea. And then we've got a little bit of a promo video now after seeing Charlotte's entrance. And we get the bell rung by Mike Chioda, and we can start this one off. So keys to victory. What does Becky Lynch need to do if she wants to walk out? I think she needs to do everything she did at Hell in a Cell. I think that game plan was spot on for her there. She beat Charlotte at her own game. I feel Lynch has got into Charlotte's head. And if Charlotte might not want to admit that, I think she's playing the game perfectly. I think she holds the advantage. I think this is Lynch's to lose here tonight. And if you talk about disqualification, if like that, you know, Charlotte could well lose her temper if Lynch keeps putting on the same, you know, keeps pressing those same buttons. Look at Lynch in the attack early. He's going toe-to-toe for Charlotte and already working on the leg there as well.
Well, James, playing devil's advocate, I think that Charlotte in the back of her mind knows Becky can't beat her one-on-one cleanly. She had to snatch a victory at Hell in a Cell. So, you know, if Becky's going to get decisive win with the disarmer or the Bexploder, then fair enough. But I think Charlotte knows that Becky can't quite cinch that in just yet over Charlotte. So Charlotte's got that bit of, you know, slight bit of confidence, slight of, you know, cockiness about her, thinking, well, you know, Becky Lynch had to snatch a win. She can't beat me decisively. So if I can just hit the figure eight, you know, or the natural selection or the spear or something like that, then, you know, I can maybe get this victory.
You are right, but I feel with Lynch that she's in control of her own destiny here, and she just sends Charlotte into the ring post to the outside. Where, you know, we haven't seen this side of Lynch before. We kind of seen, you know, the smiler coming out here, greeting the fans, and now she realises, and this is a time in her career, she needs to go out and prove how good she is and not be in the limelight, not have the spotlight stolen by people like Charlotte or Banks or Bayley, and take it for herself. You know, this woman's the first ever SmackDown Women's Champion. We see her in NXT giving great performances as well. She deserves the spotlight, and I think that's what she wants to prove in this one against Charlotte. And with Charlotte, if she wants to be the top woman, like she says, she's got to do what her old man did. And, you know what I mean, to be the man, you've got to beat the man. And tonight, Charlotte has got to get the job done with Lynch. She's going to have challenges like this. Friends are going to turn on her throughout the years, you know. She's going to have her ups and downs. It's how you respond from it. Charlotte rolls back in, goes for the cover on Lynch. But Lynch managing to kick out.
Charlotte responds with a chop of her own. Becky Lynch stuck in the second attempt, though. Catching her head scissors takedown straight into the disarmer.
Oh, this could be it. Right in the middle of the ring, Charlotte's got nowhere to go. And you know, we're questioning if that disarmer can finish off Charlotte. I think Charlotte would rather have her arm broken and tapping out to Lynch at the moment. I think you're right about that.
But Lynch goes straight for the fingers, wrenching them back.
Well, she must be watching a bit of Pete Dunne to get the job done in this one. And he's passed over 500 days now as WUK champion, bless him.
So he must be doing something right.
Charlotte managing to, I say escape, get back to her feet.
Sidewalk slam from Flair.
Woo!
Folds up Becky with a back suplex, though.
And Lynch in a little bit of trouble. Charlotte's got some separation now. Lynch has been on her. Like white on rice.
Oh, and Charlotte draping Becky's leg over the second rope and dropping the knee to the back of it.
And that was Becky Lynch's mistake. She backed Charlotte up into the corner, went for the kick. Charlotte had it scouted.
And Charlotte targeting the legs as well. She's going to try and weaken her up for the figure eight.
And now she's hitting the Flair chops and going down to the leg again. I mean, these two have definitely got more aggressive weeks.
Well, it's more personal. It's not just for a title. It's former friends going against each other.
Lynch trying the Bexploder, but Charlotte blocking it.
It's one of her own.
Well, that was impressive by Charlotte powering her up. But she had it taken out of her. You can see it in the face. And as I say that, she nips right back up.
Lynch sending Charlotte head first into the second turnbuckle, though.
That's what we're talking about. They know each other so well. As Lynch is on the second now.
Climbing up. Hands first. Taking out Charlotte. Goes for the cover, but Charlotte managed to get the shot up at 2.
2. Looking to put her away again with a disarmer. Charlotte rolls through low. Turns it into the figure 4 if she get it down. No.
As she bent down though to pick the leg up, Becky clocked her straight in the face, but Charlotte responds with a big boot to the head. Goes to the cover. 2. Oh. Only getting a 2 count.
2. And that big boot is beating people like Sasha Banks before, but Becky Lynch still she got fight in her. The title means more to her than friendship. That's what her choice she's made. Now she's got to stick to it. Well, Charlotte thinks it's just natural selection for her to be women's champion. Lynch rolling her up. Oh, Charlotte managing to kick out. Charlotte responds with a forearm, tells Lynch to bring it on. And we've got the yay and nays, but unfortunately the other way around in Australia.
The heel's getting yayed, the face is getting nayed. Nailed it. Nailed it.
And this is an all-out war between these two, and Lynch
getting the upper hand, just bouncing her shoulder off Bouncing an elbow off Flair's head. Hits with a
Headbutt Charlotte.
But Charlotte bounces back with a spear.
Oh!
Only getting a 2 count though.
2. Well, vicious offense by Lynch, but Charlotte saving her maybe best till last.
Neely's not close enough. Flair.
Woo!
Yeah, jet lag. Well, they both suffer from it, don't they? So they're both at
internal bleeding
disadvantage.
Yeah, jet
No,
lag.
that's called a period.
Jet lag might be to blame for these two women at the moment. Lynch is down. Charlotte's going to go up. She's going to look for the moonsault. Oh!
Lynch had her knees up in time though. Rolls through with a cover.
1, 2.
Oh, nearly stole another victory. Step up into Guri though for Becky. Well, Lynch is taking her time to get up to the top.
She's going to come down hard on Charlotte. Leg drop. Charlotte moves. And that leg that's already been worked on gets hurt again.
Big boot to the face again.
And this time she's not going to go for the pin. She's going to grab the legs. Oh my God. Turns her around. Got the Boston Crab in. Was that a tap by Lynch? No, she's crawling for the bottom rope. She looked like she's popping out that top then with Charlotte.
James, it's not all about boobs and looks and that, you know.
Well, she took time off to get it done. So WWE allowed her to do it. Look at that. They were not what they were last time I saw them.
You've seen the pictures of her.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't like that. They're like melted packs of butter. And Lynch rolls to the outside.
And that's just her face.
And she's got the title belt and Charlotte not happy.
Spears Lynch into barricade.
And now throws her back in with the women's title, well, slipping from her grasp. Is it slipping in this match? No big boot by Lynch. She comes running in, but Charlotte hits another spear. But she can't capitalise, get over for a cover yet. So punishment taken out by Lynch. Charlotte now is going to instead go for the figure 4.
It's going to bridge 8 to the figure 8.
Can she do it with a bad arm? I don't think she can get all the pressure in at the moment.
Fucking hell. Charlotte reveals her boobs popped in ring, leading her needing surgery. Has revealed her breast implants popped while she was wrestling, putting her out of action.
Oh, no. Well, Charlotte got it in, but Lynch used the belt to whip at Charlotte. Disqualification there. Charlotte wins the match, but Lynch is still women's champion, so I knew they'd fucking do something stupid like that. Last finish, that was. I think the action was fine up until a point, and then we have a cheap end like this. These guys haven't seen wrestling in 16 years, and you're going to do a cheap finish like that. What's the difference between Charlotte Lynch raking the eyes and getting a quick pinfall cover? And Charlotte is not having any of this. Going right back after Lynch, who's trying to walk away.
Oh, this guy's throwing Becky Lynch back in the ring. But Lynch rolls out the other side. Charlotte follows her, gets caught with a clothesline. Lynch is like, you want it? I'll give it you.
And now Becky Lynch got her.
Exploder suplex onto the hard wafer-thin mats.
Well, how thin are those mats, Dan?
Mere millimetres thick over pure concrete. Or actually it'd be over grass like a field, but still hard.
Lynch got the job done, and she's not finished yet with Charlotte. Oh!
A running knee to the head to put the exclamation point down onto Flair.
And Charlotte there might be a winner, but she didn't get the women's title. She got laid out by Lynch in the end. So Lynch is the last one standing, last one laughing at her. After that, prediction-wise, we don't get a point because Charlotte wins by disqualification. So it's 1 each as we head in. And what do you think of the match?
I thought it was good action, good match between these two. I think we do need a decisive finish, and I'm worried the way things are going now, Charlotte's going to get the decisive victory because Becky Lynch has had 2 cheap finishes over Charlotte. You know, the first one, it was decisive, it was clean, but it was still a bit cheap and a bit like rushed, undecisive. And yeah, you know, I think the next match is going to be Charlotte getting a victory. Yeah,
no, I think most definitely, and this is what SmackDown's been doing recently. They're kind of prolonging it. I mean, it's not bad as long as you you do it well, you know.
Well.
Oh, and up next, looks like we're going to have a bit of tag team action.
Cruiserweight. Yeah, you're just in Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
And here we go. GPD's going to play us a tune. Well, this is wonderful having Elias here. And Kevin Owens is just backing him up perfectly, I think, at the moment. Elias is playing Australia. So we see GPD in the ring and Kevin Owens. And, of course, on Raw, they had the crowd going mental for about 6 minutes, wasn't it? You know, going absolutely
They
crazy.
was getting a right hill reaction. Was getting booed for just 6 minutes. I think they said something about the local sports team. It was about the basketball team.
Yeah, so they had a go at them now, and they're doing basically the same here. And oh my God, they've just mentioned Collingwood. Who the hell is that, Dan?
Paul Collingwood. He's a golfer. They lost Team USA. Well, I think Paul Collingwood was part of the rest of the world in the Ryder Cup, I think. So, yeah, golf.
So golf, right? I have no idea. I was going, he's interrupted by Bobby Lashley. We're just about a tag team match. We all know who Bobby Lashley's partner is going to be. Hopefully we'll wait for his entrance right now.
Well, it's going to be his first match since WrestleMania.
Greatest Royal Rumble.
The greatest Royal Rumble. Not a bad reaction.
Yeah, very positive.
It looks really weird with hair, though. Yeah.
Well, he's got a new build.
You can't stop me.
Well, is John Cena in the end of his WWE career, or is it really just getting started?
He looks skinny in the face. He looks like Kevin Smith in the face.
He does look like he's lost a bit of weight here, but here he comes running to the ring.
Still built like a brick shithouse, so Lashley can't keep up with him, even though he had a start.
Oh, my goodness. Looks like Mark Wahlberg. Oh, my God. Cole said he's the greatest of all time. Your 16-time champ is here. Dan, prediction-wise in this one before we get started, who have you gone for?
I have gone for and new returning wrestler John Cena and Gashley.
Well, John Cena is here, and I, too, have gone for John Cena versus Lashley. I mean, it's disappointing, really, with Kevin Owens.
Lashley.
John Cena and Bobby Lashley. I'm a bit disappointed, really, though, because Owens quit Raw a few weeks back, only to return the following week and attack Lashley. And, you know, he's teaming up with GPD recently. I think Kevin Owens deserves, and GPD deserve, a lot of time on Raw.
Was that Teddy Long refereeing?
No, and they deserve a lot more on Raw, and they deserve a lot more matches, promos, feuds and stuff. You know, we talked about GPD's record on wrestling, actual pay-per-view events, or Raws or Smackdowns, you know, Raws even. And I think it's the same here, you know. And Bobby Lashley is still not sure what to do with him as we approach this match. So these four guys, is it an interesting matchup? You know, are you excited for it, Dan?
I am, yes. I'm excited to see what GPD and Kevin Owens can bring to it.
And Cena has changed his physique as well. You can see it. It's a different John Cena than was before. So at least we've seen him this year, but he's back. Oh, Cena sucks chance. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks chance. And he's going to let Lashley start. So keys to victory, Dan. Who needs to do what to win?
Well, they need to avoid Super Cena. I think the heels need to use their wily tenacities. I mean, you know, both of these heels, GPD and Owens, they can win matches by hook or by crook, and I think that's what they should, you know, do against these two unstoppable behemoths.
Well, it's an interesting matchup for Lashley and Cena to go against these two guys. I will think that it'll probably be Owens to get the loss. I think there's a lot you can do with Elias. But what about Lashley? What about Lashley turning on John Cena or something like that? Would that be an interesting look at it, you know, down
potentially,
the road?
yeah, you know, a Bobby Lashley heel turn. He was a heel in Impact Wrestling. But let's not forget, on Kevin Owens' first night in WWE, who did he defeat?
Defeated John Cena.
Exactly. So Owens knows what it takes.
And this is the thing, Bobby Lashley, I don't think has been all that since coming back, but I think it's a case of not knowing what to do. And with Elias, I think he's great. You know, I haven't got a problem with Elias. In NXT, he was there, didn't really go anywhere. And now he's come to WWE. I don't know if that was a little bit of a botch then.
I think Bobby Lashley was looking for the jump over the top, but GPD just stopped. But yeah, you know, is Leo Rush in Bobby Lashley's corner the right move?
No, I don't think it is. And I think it's like EAOP with Drake Maverick. My problem with it is that Leo Rush is a heel on 205 Live, yet a good guy on Raw, and with Drake Maverick it's the other way around. It's like, well, if you want people to watch all the programs, isn't that going to be a little bit confusing? I've got no problem with it happening, but I don't think then he should be on 205 Live, or the character should be a face as well, you know. And I think Lashley does need someone in his corner, but I don't know about Leo Rush. I wouldn't have minded Paul Heyman, or someone like that. But there's not a lot of great mic people around still, Owens gets a tag in, and he's had wars with Lashley in the past.
Swinging neck breaker from Lashley to Owens, though.
I mean, just think of the bumps that Kevin Owens has taken this year. Money in the Bank to Strowman, off the top of the cage as well. And yet he's basically fighting day in, day out. I think Owens is massively underrated. I'm a huge fan of Kevin Owens. Actually in the corner doing the 10 punches, but Elias comes and stops him.
Leapfrogged out. That one was actually successful this time.
And now he grabs hold of Owens.
Face first into the mat.
And are we going to see John Cena? Oh.
And a cheap shot from Elias taking out Cena, so he couldn't get the tag in.
Lashley had Elias on his shoulders, and Owens stopped that.
Delivered a super kick to the face. Now Owens can take over, and now Kevin's just mocking Cena, saying, "You can't see me."
That's one thing I really like about Kevin Owens is his confidence and the way that he can taunt other wrestlers. He doesn't sweat John Cena. You can see that here. Even though as any good heel should do, he should run away from him if he comes to him. That's what I like about Owens as well.
He's a cowardly heel.
Well, Elias slamming Lashley down.
Dropping a big elbow.
Goes for the cover.
Oh, only getting a 1 count.
1. What do you think of the setting? I think it's quite cool. The stadium, Renee Young said it was like kind of Mania Down Under. But I think it looks all right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a huge stadium. Big screens about. It's not the longest. It's not a long runway either. So you don't get time wasted coming down that. And John Cena's trending on Twitter.
Well, that's good. But I mean, the setting is, as we see the big screen, but nothing really else at the moment. We don't know if we're going to get some more, spectacular entrances. You can probably be able to do that. I was talking trash to Cena.
He reminds me a bit of Jericho in the trash talking.
It reminds me of, yeah, exactly. He's got a little bit of others as well. It reminds me a little bit just the punishment he's taken recently with Mick Foley as well. You know what I mean? Like kind of bigger set guy that was maybe never said to do it. He's got that kind of Chris Jericho attitude as well. Plus, he is a great worker.
Oh, he's bloody good worker in the ring, yeah.
Now Lashley cut inches away to get the tag from Cena.
Well, he gets planted on his head. DDT from Owens, goes for a cover, but only getting a 2 count.
2. Owens
he's not smoking. He's just...
Owens tags in Elias. He's just working Lashley over in his corner. I'll tell you what, Elias and Owens are making a good team. It'd be interesting if there would be a team by the time Sami Zayn come back, and then maybe you could do something either with the 3 of them, or Zayn being a little bit jealous and turning him face again,
Yeah.
But this being WWE, they'll be split up in a couple of weeks, so it won't matter. Lashley trying to fight out of this, and Cena's not been at all yet.
So is it wise them targeting Lashley? I mean, he's the one with less ring rust. He's been performing all the time. Would it be wiser to target John Cena?
I think maybe it would be target John Cena. Like you said, Owens knows him so well, so maybe what he saw from Lashley recent weeks, he thinks in a 2-on-1 they can get the job done. As long as Cena doesn't get in, the kind of Cena Superman, all it takes is one move and the job's done usually, Oh, we got a 6th move of Doom as well. Yeah, he debuted in it in China.
Who?
No, not in China, in the country. In a country. And then, so maybe we'll see it tonight. No,
so for the lesser knowledge fans, what are the 5 current moves of Doom?
Well, it's a frog splash. Goes for the cover.
1, 2. Oh, Lashley managing to kick out.
Right, it's 5 moves that he does. 5 knuckle shuffle. FU. That one where he picks them up and slams them down. Leg drop off the top. And the STFU.
Even a Jericho ask him. He's with a front face lock on Lashley. Well, there's one way to stop the momentum of Cena, and that's not let him in.
And it is perfect at the moment. Lashley trying to get to his feet.
Spine buster though, plants Owens.
The spine on the pine. Owens is rocked. And can Lashley get a tag to John Cena?
The great one.
The super one. Cena's in.
A great reception as well to him coming.
Shoulder tackle.
Picks him up. Slams him down.
That's
you
two
can't
moves.
see me.
Yeah, third move. So it's shoulder block rather than leg drop. 5-knuckle shuffle. Elias in trouble. Attitude adjustment. That's it. Oh no, wait a minute. Oh my fucking God, Elias. Got hit with his 6th move of doom. I've never seen anybody win on a hot tag, actually.
No, well.
Where did Owens go?
Super Cena. What was that, an elbow?
A roaring punch, I think. Shouted out toe.
Shanty one toe.
I am not going to be able to say that.
Oh, hang on. John Cena's getting on the mic.
Well, I'm going to call it a lightning fist that he hits. Oh, Cena knows how to work a crowd.
He does, doesn't he? Cena! Big man!
Cena,
You're welcome.
Cena does the speech he normally does at all house shows, but there's a little bit different because he said, I've always come from WWE, I'm not sure what the future holds. I mean, obviously he's going to be away from WWE from time to time, but the question remains, of course John Cena's not gone from WWE for good. He's still got so much more to accomplish. He's never been Intercontinental Champion. He's got to go after his 17th world title reign. You know, there'll be lots more for Cena to do. But for now, like he says, he doesn't know what's going on. Not a bad match, though, Dan. Did we talk about the match? What did you think? No, what did I think? Well, like I said, I never saw anybody win off a hot tag. So that's what I was like, oh, okay, right, we're going to finish it like that. Cena was barely involved. I think it was like a Raw tag match, if you know what I mean. Would have been out of place.
It was indeed, yeah. It's a good return for Cena. Cena looked well. It's good to see his 6th move of doom. Yeah. Lightning fist is the English translation. Fuck knows what it is in its native language. But it was a good fun match. It was a good breaker, and I'm sure John Cena earned a few $1,000 for that.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We see Naomi following some roses.
So after that, prediction-wise, we both get a point. And we move on to 2 points all.
2. It's neck and neck. And up next, it is a tag team match. Naomi and Asuka against the iconic duo, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay.
We're home. Oh my God, I can't remember the last time I saw Asuka. I've not been watching SmackDown recently, I'm not going to lie to anybody. But Asuka is here. And she was the most charismatic and most dangerous WWE superstar of all time. But now, I'm still not sure. I don't know what they're doing. She's teaming with Naomi recently. She's got a couple of victories. The Empress of Tomorrow is here today. Prediction-wise, Dan, I've got to tell you who I've gone for in this.
So, James, who?
I have gone for...
Hang on a minute. Asuka's dancing.
Oh, my God. Well, you can feel the glow. I don't think I've ever gone against Asuka in predictions.
But...
No, still, I haven't. I've gone Asuka and Naomi in this one,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I said that I'd made a prediction. I crossed it out. You know, I was forth and upright with it. I did originally go for Asuka, but I changed it to the Iconics in their hometown.
Ooh. So you got Iconics, so this is where we could split here.
This is what's going to separate the man, me, from the boy.
So what have you thought of the build-up to this match?
Has there been build-up to it?
Yeah, a bit.
I don't know them. Yeah, it's been superb. I mean, Naomi's been teaching Asuka the art of the glow, and you can see a bit of glow in Asuka's hair. The Iconics returning home in front of their home crowd, and they're going to just prove that they are iconic.
So what do the Iconics have to do if they want to win? I'm not sure. I'll let Dan decide that one. For me, just let Asuka in. Asuka can destroy these two.
Oh, Asuka could kick both their asses, but I think they'll go out Naomi. No disrespect to her, former women's champion, which she has, you know, over Asuka. But I think Naomi's, you know, the more defeatable one.
Yeah, I think that is as well. I think.
But then again, we are talking about the Asuka that's lost to Carmella.
Yeah.
So.
And Naomi, in her own right, former SmackDown Women's Champion.
Well, is she going to return a favour to Billie? Can Billy split? Oh.
Billy cannot split. And now Oscar gets tagged in. This could be over already. Oscar gets the Irish whip reversed.
Well, is this a good setting for women's tag team? You know, a tag team title for the women's division?
I think possibly. I think if it is, it's going to be led by the Iconics. I think they're the best kind of women's team at the moment. And then maybe the Bellas down the line and other ones like that, same with Oscar Nomi. If they're building for it, I think it's a great idea, you know? And they chant Iconic.
And the crowd love it, but they get taken out by Oscomi. Itch, knee, sun, bouncing off the ropes. And a rear view for each of them.
Alright, Oscar Nomi, know a few dance moves. Now Peyton Royce in trouble. Oh, here comes Billy Kay.
Kick to the face of Oscar. 1, 2. Oh, Oscar managing to kick out.
Well, Billy gets a tag in, throws in to Peyton, who hits a spinning kick.
Goes for a cover, but Oscar still manages to get the shoulder up at 2.
2.
Oh, Charles Robinson in charge. Charles in charge.
Oh, Oscar fighting back with a strike.
Oscar managing to fight out the Iconics corner.
Well, Oscar goes for the cover, but no, can't keep it down.
We want the big show.
Oscar, that's been targeted, catches a leg low, ankle lock.
German suplex.
Bit low on impact there, but Naomi wants to tag. And Naomi's come in and she's been on fire, baby. And you can hear the strikes. You can hear the strikes on impact. Naomi now.
Split leg moonsault. 1, 2.
Oh my word.
Broken up.
And Oscar to the top. Drop kick. Takes down Billy Kay. And now Naomi's going to dive to the outside on Royce.
Oh, cross body takes her down. Oh, Billy Kay taking the leg of Naomi.
Well, she was
bouncing her face first off the mat, but Oscar coming in to save her friend. She gets thrown into barricade for her troubles, though.
Oh, there you go. This is it. Naomi.
Bang. Takes down Naomi. 1, 2, 3. The Iconics win!
Yeah, the Iconics win, get the victory over Naomi. And they get the win in their hometown. I think the correct result overall. You know, you think about the Iconics, they needed a big victory, and what better way to do it in their hometown. Dan, what do you think of the match?
Right people won. I thought the right person went for the right team. Anyone who went against them is a fool. No, it was a great result. I think these two teams had very good chemistry between each other. The Iconics, I think they're slightly underrated. They're underutilised on the main roster. I'm not sure what the fuck is going on with Oscar. I think, you know, she's slipped majorly down further than she should have gone.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And it is a bit disappointing, you know, because of how bright Oscar was. And I never go against Oscar in predictions. I've got to learn myself. Prediction-wise, Dan, you go point ahead. So you are 3-2 up as we head into our next match, which is for the WWE Championship, and it's AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. So let's have a look at the promo.
Well, these two guys have had a lot of history between each other. We've seen Samoa Joe going to AJ Styles' house. We've seen AJ Styles tapping out, but the referee not seeing it and pinning Samoa Joe. These two guys, there's a lot of pent-up aggression between the two of them. Paige was seconds away from firing Samoa Joe until Styles said, no, I want to fight him. I want to beat him decisively. Anything goes. You know, last man standing kind of thing.
Yeah, no count-outs, no disqualifications. We are going to get a winner here tonight. You can see already AJ just taking his gear and run towards each other as we start this match off. My God, Dan, before it ends, who have you gone for in this one?
I have gone for and no. They won the first match and they retained their titles. So retention is not a theme. I'm going for Joe, new champion.
New champion. I too am going for and new WWE champion Samoa Joe. So we can't be separated there. I mean, what are your reasons behind Joe becoming WWE champion before I go on a rant again?
No disrespect to AJ Styles. I think he's been a great champion, but I think he's getting a bit stale. I think he works better as someone trying to capture a championship than defending it all the time. I think it needs a new, fresh face, a brand new face, i.e. Samoa Joe. And this kind of falls in his wheelhouse as well. It's anything goes, no disqualification. There must be a winner, must be a decisive finish. And I think that's where Joe's going to come into light. He's going to use any means necessary to beat AJ Styles and, capture his first championship.
Yeah, I mean, after watching him on WWE Chronicle talking about the feuds that him and Styles were having on the way to SummerSlam, you're hoping for Joe to finally become champion and, get to where I think he deserves to be, I think tonight is a great opportunity for him. These men have started really hot. Styles just got thrown over the announce table, but as you know, he just jumped straight back up again on the attack for Joe. These two men can deliver, but for me, it's going too close to the Nakamura feud now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it is
never ending.
Styles now working on over Joe in the corner, ramming the shoulder into the midsection. Snapmare takedown and a kick to the back from Styles. He's starting off strong. Is there going to be any weapons in this match? I believe so.
Well, anything is legal here, but the hatred for each other, they might just want to pound on each other and without the referee counting them out or be able to choke them on the ropes. But Joe seems to like this punishment at the moment.
What's happened to the club?
And he slams down Styles. I mean, they don't use Ganson anymore, do they?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they do. I've seen them on social media and a few other places, but not really wrestling as much anymore. Their contracts are up in January, so you wonder if they're going to stick around.
I highly doubt it. But they're going to keep a fucking useless team. Like, just off the top of my head, Chad Gable and Bobby Roode.
You think Bobby Roode deserves to be released?
I don't think he's done anything.
You don't think he deserves a heel turn and to show what he did in NXT at all?
That would be good, but I don't know. Maybe he might turn on Gable down the line and then have a long 12-month feud with him.
Look, there's other wrestlers I would release before Bobby Roode. I mean, just top of my head, Mojo Rawley, So, there's a lot of people there. Styles has been thrown to the outside, and here comes Big Joe.
Flying through the ring ropes there, taking out Styles.
Joe means business tonight. I mean, excuse my language, everybody, but Joe is a bad motherfucker. And that's one thing he sells quite well. Sorry. I couldn't help it.
James Francis Rowlands, how dare you?
Fucking Francis. Now Joe's got Styles on the outside. Sends him into the steel stairs. I mean, keys to victory in this one is very difficult. So I'm going to leave it to you, Dan.
Well, if something's tough, it's got to be handled right. Keys to victory. Well, Styles has faltered with Joe. We saw him allegedly tapping out last time. We saw him getting himself intentionally disqualified the match before that. So, Styles, I think he needs a decisive victory over Samoa Joe to prove to not only everyone in the attendance and us, but to himself.
Yes.
To be a legitimate champion, you've got to get a decisive victory. So, keys to victory, Styles, I think he needs to do things the correct way. I think he needs to finish Samoa Joe once and for all, potentially ending this feud, which has been lackluster at best.
He has been underwhelming, yeah.
And as far as Samoa Joe goes, I think, he knows exactly what it takes to beat Styles. I think he's going to be the first to utilise weapons. I think he wants to put Styles in the ground, so there is no doubt that he can beat Styles, and he's going to end in with the Coquina Clutch.
I think the Coquina Clutch is vital. I think once Joe gets that in, I don't think there's any way Styles is going to be able to get out of it. Don't get me wrong, we're not taking anything away from AJ Styles. I think he needs a bit of freshness. Styles, again, could switch to heel if he wanted to. There's no need for it right now, but there's still a lot more mileage in the AJ Styles character that we haven't seen. The same with Samoa Joe. Coming out and being a babyface ass kicker would, I would pay to see that as well.
But again, with Styles, they could utilise a club. They can keep Anderson around because fucking Anderson, he is a brilliant performer. And, I've got a lot of time for him. Gallows, he's the big man in the tag team, so he's the hard-hitting, heavy-side one. Turnstiles heel, bring the club with him, and you got yourself a formidable force, potentially going against a few other 3-man teams down the line.
Well, even a 3-man team, or make it a 4-man team. What the fuck is Finn Balor doing on Raw at the moment? Bring him across. Like Styles and Balor teaming up for the tag team titles would be pretty good, to see. And then you can have the eventual turn each other. You can have the club together, whatever.
But again, we've not seen two potential champions being in a tag team together. We haven't seen them winning the titles together for ages.
No, exactly. Yeah.
They've always turned into a tag team, either bar, but not like the one-man power trip and things like that. Teams that aren't tag teams. John Cena and Michaels, I think they was champions before going into WrestleMania 23.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So it's been a while, but there's always stuff you can do to kind of freshen up the product that you haven't done for a long time. For me, SmackDown and Raw seems very repetitive, week in, week out. It's like this one is same with the Nakamura feud that it went over pay-per-view, went from pay-per-view to pay-per-view, not having proper finishes, and you got bored. The same with, the other match we've seen, like Lynch versus Charlotte tonight. That's going to carry on in the feud.
But they've also been underwhelming as well. And you've got two wrestlers the calibre of Styles and Nakamura. They should be having explosive matches. And again, with these two guys, we know they can go hell for leather at each other.
And there's a question. It's a question why they're not. Are they being told to maybe don't go all out because we've got matches after you, so you can't do certain things and that? I mean, I'm just not sure. And you've got people like Daniel Bryan and The Miz that could be interjected into this. Which one of them will be? We've got number one contendership match coming up. Add Daniel Bryan, Styles, and fucking Joe together, and you're looking at what is a classic on paper. So I don't understand what is happening at the moment. And even this match now, which started off with a lot of fire and aggression, has just kind of slowly petered out. And you can see the crowd a little bit quiet. Joe's just taking control.
But Joe, before he was inevitably injured, he was suited up. I thought he was going to join the corporation with Triple H, and I thought that would have been a good move for him, being Triple H is heavy. And, nah.
Well, Joe's been unfortunate, hasn't he, to miss out on the past couple of WrestleManias. He's scheduled to maybe face John Cena at last WrestleMania. But he has main evented the past 2 SummerSlams as well. I say main evented, been in championship matches. So I think Joe, as long as he keeps injury free, I think there's no way he can't not be WWE champion. I just don't understand why they're not pulling the trigger. Why are they going to get Styles to break CM Punk's record? Is that more important than actually what's going on with the product right now?
That is very true. But again, if it's a Healy type character, they go on about how many days they've done.
I know. With Styles,
which is, yeah.
But that's what they did. That's why they did it with him. I think that's why Randy Orton won the world title, because they didn't want Lesnar to be youngest champion, and that's why the Divas title. That's why it was held on for that amount of time, because AJ had it originally. Styles now back in it, showing a bit of fire.
Going for what's that? A spinning crossbody.
Second rope. Dragon. Yes. Well, there we go. We can see it.
Second rope reverse DDT. Goes for the cover, but only getting the 2 count.
2.
But again, do you think this is really disrespectful for the WWE Championship to be defended like halfway through the card?
It's disgusting. Yeah, and we mentioned it as well, that the WWE Championship has not main evented the pay-per-view since the Universal title has come around. The Intercontinental title has main evented it. Why hasn't the WWE? I really don't know. I don't know why. For SmackDown, they're getting treated like this, because in a year's time, when they move to Fox, they're going to be the A show, so maybe they are waiting. But I think the WWE title needs to be as important or more important than the Universal Championship at the moment, especially when it's not getting defended all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not Roman Reigns' fault; it's Vince McMahon's fault, because he sees Reigns as a guy. He's got to put him in the position, and it's exactly what happened when CM Punk had the title reign. John Cena was main eventing the pay-per-views, and he was going middle of the card versus people like Daniel Bryan. Manchester. And Styles now showing a little bit of comeback.
Well, Samoa Joe, he had a bit of a flurry of his own, done the movement well. AJ Styles into the corner, turned him inside out with a clothesline, had a near pinfall. Styles come back with a flurry of his own, but Joe with a scoop power slam, taking down Styles but Styles just managing to kick out. Okay, we've mentioned it again before, but the Universal Championship, is it what it should be now? Because, you know, we was a bit concerned about it. Was it going to pick up? Was it going to be what it should be?
I have a World Heavyweight Championship, then a Universal Championship, but I can understand why WWE have done it. Even now, you know, a couple of years after it's happened, yes, it's a world title. Now I'm going to have to, WWE title, I'm going to have to deal with it. But for me, the WWE title, Championship, the belt, it's still more important than the Universal title. I don't know what you think. Like,
Yeah.
For me, it's always going to be that way because of the kind of rich history. And I think with a world title, you could have done that as well and talked about, this dates back from the NWA, you know, WCW and stuff like that. But obviously, Universal brand, what WWE are all about. So, and we're in Australia, so, you know, maybe it makes sense that the Universal title's not being defended here tonight. I don't know.
Across the whole WWE universe.
And now they replaced Brock Lesnar, you know, because he'd never defended his title with Reigns, who will defend his title in November. So,
November 2nd.
yeah.
Well, Styles has been busted open. I think he's got internal bleeding. Joe has gone to introduce the first weapon into this match, and he's got himself a chair.
Oh! And Styles with a drop kick to Joe,
who had the chair ready to just pummel AJ Styles, sends Joe halfway across the ring.
You know, this is a grudge match. This is two men that hate each other, and no disqualification if it goes. But a little bit of blood, the referee has to put the gloves on, make sure he, you know, gets rid of it because it's PG. I mean, is that lacking a little bit? I know PG era, we've talked about it before, but a little bit, not of blood, but, you know, contact, a little bit of action. And we've seen the Hell in a Cell match Orton had. That was, you know, vicious, and we saw a bit of blood.
But I'll tell you one thing some matches do miss, is a Crimson Mask.
I think that as well, yeah. I know it's horrible if you think about the actual aid of blading or where you sit, but, like, as a pitch, it's like in boxing. You know what I mean? You're always going to see a bit of blood, aren't you, when they're getting beaten up? It's not always going to be, you know.
But I think they've gone too PG.
Yeah.
You know, I do like to... It does tell a good story, especially in grudge matches as well, you know. Someone's just so pissed off with someone else because, you know, something's happened. Bang, they've hit them so hard, they're busted open.
Yeah. And there were a lot of visuals as well in for that time of, like, Austin at 13, isn't it? You know, in the sharpshooter. Or Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 19 when he come above the mat with a Crimson Mask.
Well, Styles using a chair as a tag team partner to try and take Joe out. Gets caught, Iranagi over the steel chair, but Joe only managing to get a 2 count.
2, and that came back to haunt AJ. AJ maybe got caught up in it, had the chair down, you know, sitting on it, having a go at Samoa Joe, and then trying to use offensive, letting Joe recover. The thing is about Samoa Joe, you know, you can't let him recover. For a big man, he doesn't tire when the match goes on. He's one of these kind of freak athletes that can get as strong as anybody else. The same with Kevin Owens as well.
Joe, get the tables!
Well, Joe's got wood in his hands. He looks to set it up. Oh, my God. Joe's more focused on using that chair on the back of AJ.
Do you think AJ Styles needs to go back to his short haircut?
Nah, I think it would look weird now for me. I think I'm used to his look. And that's definitely internal bleeding.
Most definitely. But Joe set a table up. Is he going to muscle buster AJ through it?
Corey.
You're a Corey.
Joe setting AJ up on that top turnbuckle.
Table's not far enough away.
And this is going to end badly.
For Joe.
I think for both men. Oh my God, you can see the mass of people in attendance, and AJ's got Joe up on his shoulders. Oh!
Sends Joe through the table.
But did Joe's knee hit? Did his leg? Massive impact there on the table. Like you said, the table wasn't pushed far back enough, was it? AJ basically went for it.
I think Joe got the majority of that because Styles looks less out of it than Joe does.
Well, this is an awesome chance, and AJ is going to focus maybe on that leg now.
Well, setting him up for the
calf crush.
Calf crusher.
Well, Styles just noticed Joe can't get to his feet. Referee checking him, and Styles What's he going to do? Is he going to leave Joe to recover?
No. He's faking it, ref.
Well, they might call for it. If he can't stand,
Kick to the knee.
Styles say no.
You just stand over here, ref. You just wait there, mate.
Well, Joe said he's fine. But he's a one-legged man at the moment in an ass-kicking contest.
Styles targeting that left knee of Joe.
Oh, my God. This is an assault. This is payback for everything he said about the family.
Daddy's home.
Everything he said about his children. Oh, my God. Works on the leg some more.
Great intelligence by Styles, and now he smells blood. DDT Joe's foot. He did though. He did that, didn't he?
Oh my God, AJ's rolled into it. He's nearly got
it locked in, but Joe's turned it round.
Complete the clutch.
And now he's on his side, intelligently on his side, so he can't get pinned from it.
And he's got Styles, and I said as soon as he got this in, this is over. But his leg, he couldn't get the proper leg lock to it. Styles gets to the bottom rope.
Referee's not calling for a break though because he doesn't need to.
Anything goes, and Styles escapes to the outside. Oh! Joe caught with a huge kick to the face. Yeah, we're getting a WWE title match before the number one contendership match. Important. It's more important to be number one contender.
Well, it's good to know who you're going for, who you're going to be potentially facing in match.
I suppose so, but AJ now looking to maybe finish this off, forearm to Joe.
Hangs him up on the top rope.
And Joe just drops with a thud.
Well, it's because he's fat.
No, because he's taking so much punishment, you fattest.
No, you're fattest.
Ah.
Set him up, knock him down.
And now Styles. Got no remorse at all. Going to look for that 450.
Bang, onto the knee as well. Very clever by Styles.
We've seen him DDT and 450 a leg today. You imagine that? What else? Will Styles
phenomenal forearm to the left knee.
Styles clash to the leg. Well, Joe can't stand, surely.
Don't call me Shirley, but he's struggling. Rolls to the outside and just hits the floor with a thump.
What? Because he's fat?
No, because he's taking so much punishment. Stop being so fattest.
No, Dan, I'm fattest. Oh, for fuck's sake. Styles now goes to the outside with Joe. Joe can't support his own body weight.
Why? Because he's fat?
No, he's not fat. Just because of the amount of punishment he's taking with his knee. Don't be fattest.
No, I'm fattest. Oh, shit.
Joe's fattest.
Piper Niven's fattest.
Oh.
Too soon?
Oh, and Joe just pushing away Styles, trying to get away.
Hits him with a couple of chops. They're actually using just normal fucking deck chairs.
Well, they're in the crowd now.
Oh, AJ is. I'd sweep his legs out from behind.
Here comes Styles. Phenomenal forearm.
Off barricade. It's not a falls count anywhere match, though. But he doesn't even look for a pin.
Joe's out. Joe's gone.
Juggernaut Joe. I thought it was starting at 7, but that's the American time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when I woke up at 7, I was like, shall I? And I was like, no. And I was like, oh, Formula 1. Bang.
All Styles throws in the dead weight of Joe.
Well, because he's fat.
No. Because of the amount of punishment he's taking on the outside. Don't be fattest.
No, you're fattest.
No, for fuck's sake. And now Styles going to go again.
Phenomenal forearm to the knee.
It looks like Joe don't want none.
Oh, Duck Sun catches him. Coquina clutch. Can he drop it and wrap the legs round?
Well, the legs are taking so much punishment. Styles backing up in the corner, struggling, wrestling with the fact he might be losing the WWE title.
He's going to be losing consciousness as well.
Oh,
Exploder suplex while he had his
God.
Coquina clutch locked in.
One, two, throw.
Oh. That's sitting higher than the fucking championship match. That's going to be main event, isn't it?
Yeah, Buddy Murphy's main event. Oh my God, Styles managing to kick out.
Ah.
And Joe now setting AJ up. Muscle Buster, if he hits this, this is over.
Styles with the backside though. Joe couldn't hold the weight of Styles.
Gonna roll him up.
1, 2. Joe turns it round. Coquina clutch. Can't lock the legs round though.
And Styles struggling to fight. Turns it round. 1, 2.
Oh,
No.
in the hold.
Oh my God, that's beautiful. But AJ's gonna pick the leg.
Transition in there. Trying to get the calf crusher in.
And if he can get it in, this might be over.
Joe's got some tree trunks. Styles has got it now.
Oh my God. Joe in all sorts of trouble. Leg injured. Joe's fighting for his opportunity. But is it worth your career? Can he get to the rope?
Doesn't matter.
Oh!
Joe taps.
What?
Joe taps.
Joe. Oh my God. AJ Styles has beaten Samoa Joe by submission. Oh, I didn't see that coming, I tell you that. Dan, what do you think of the match?
I thought it's one of their better matches. This one seemed more personal. It seemed like it had more fight to it. It kind of fizzled out towards, the early part of the middle, but it picked up again, and I don't know, they didn't really utilise the anything goes.
Yeah.
And, I think they should have utilised that more, especially made it a bit more personal. But it wasn't a terrible match.
No, it wasn't. We had a couple of spots with it, the chairs and stuff like that as well. So, I mean, it was interesting enough. It was okay. It's a bit of a surprise finish with a submission. Points-wise, Dan, we both get no points. So you go 4-3. And we move on to our next match, which is going to be all the Bellas and Ronda Rousey versus the Riot Squad with 2 T's. So our next match is Ronda Rousey and the Bellas, who are coming out now, versus the Riot Squad with 2 T's. So prediction-wise in this one, well, it's pretty obvious for me. I have gone in this one, Dan, the Rousey and the Bellas.
I'm thinking a bit outside the box here. Because I believe that Ronda Rousey is going to face Nikki Bella at Evolution for the Women's Championship. So I believe that Nikki Bella is going to turn on Ronda Rousey. But not tonight. I've gone for Rousey, Nikki and Dangerous.
Well, speaking of Dangerous, Dan, talk about Raw news. Brie Bella interested incident that happened on Monday night on Raw a couple of weeks ago, which she inadvertently kicked Liv Morgan in the face during a 6-woman tag team match. Well, the mistake came as Bella was mimicking her husband Daniel Bryan, delivering the yes kicks to Morgan. She appeared to miss time 2 of her kicks and caught Morgan flush in the face, with Morgan slowly crumpling to the canvas.
WWE star Daniel Bryan defended his wife Brie Bella on Monday after she received criticism for inadvertently injuring fellow wrestler Liv Morgan on Raw.
Yeah, Bella missed time to kick on Morgan. That resulted in Morgan suffering a concussion. W confirmed to TMZ in a series of tweets. Bryan said he'd been guilty of accidentally hurt wrestlers as well, as that criticism directed Blair.
Well, his tweet goes on to say, I am proud of how strong my wife is. After accidentally injuring Liv Morgan last week, the first time Bree's ever hurt another performer. She's been a subject to a constant barrage of social media attacks. Almost every wrestler has accidentally hurt someone. But rarely do you see this kind of hate when it happens. For example, I concussed Randy Orton. You cunt. In 2012, after hitting him with what's supposed to be a chair to the back. Unfortunately, part of the side hit him in the back of the head, and he was forced to miss a pay-per-view.
Well, despite all that, never did I receive the backlash Bree did this week. With all the negative things said about my wife, nobody was harder on her than she was on herself. Thank you to the many people who reached out to support her, both publicly and privately. We all wish Liv Morgan a speedy recovery.
Well, WWE shared a video of Morgan appearing at a live event on Sunday in Abbotsford, British Columbia. And so 6 days before their match at Super Show Down, Riot, Logan and Liv send a message to the Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey. Morgan seemingly indicated he should be on Raw as well, tweeted Monday night Liv as scheduled. Morgan is supposed to team with fellow Riot Squad members Ruby Riot with 2 T's and Sarah Logan for a 6-woman tag against the Bella Twins and Ronda Rousey at Super Showdown today. WWE has yet to officially rule Morgan out of the match. Dave Meltzer, whose star evaluation no one cares about, reported she'll undergo further evaluation Monday at Raw.
We start this one, and Ruby Riot's on the attack early on Brie Bella. We're going to cut this down and talk about keys to victory. Dan, what did the Bellas and Rousey have to do if they want to win this?
The Bellas and Rousey just need to tag in Ronda Rousey and she'll run through the Riot squad. Saying that, though, Rousey did have quite a competitive match with Ruby Riot on Raw.
Yeah, it was quite a good match. I was surprised they gave it to us so early, but Rousey got the job done in the end, didn't she?
Yeah.
To be expected, I suppose. Of course, undefeated here. And Liv Morgan might want to come in for a bit of revenge against Brie. So that's Nikki in there at the moment.
When Brie gets tagged in.
Yeah. Nikki's the bigger Bella, isn't she?
She's the more chesticled one, yes. But I think, if the Riot Squad want to win this match, Liv Morgan needs to get her tits out.
Oh,
personally.
My God. Spine buster there by Nikki Bella going for the cover. Riot manages to kick out. Rowdy wants a tag. What you thought of Ronda Rousey then, since making a full-time debut?
I think she needs... I don't know. She seems to be missing something.
Promo?
No, a bit of talent.
She has got talent.
Yeah.
Because if you went to try and touch her, she'd break your fucking arm. That's why.
I'll be worth it. I'll be touching Liv Morgan. Out of them 6, Liv Morgan.
Yeah, but isn't it surprised? Wait a minute. So over the Mae Young Classics, Toni Storm, Tanoa Conte, they're little blonde girls. Liv Morgan, she's turned her hair to pink now, but she's still quite small. And Alexa Bliss. So you kind of you think are 4 very talented women, shall we say? It's good that you don't judge on appearances or anything like that, Dan, or talent.
Well, you can't fuck a good personality, can you? Really? Come on now, son.
Oh my God, Bree's got Liv's tongue.
Kiss it.
And after giving her a concussion a couple of weeks ago. But Liv with a nice forearm. And Bree with a drop kick. Oh my God, she's going in Bree mode, which means she's going to hurt Liv Morgan. Knee to the face. Calls her a loser. Goes for the cover, but Liv managing to kick out.
Oh.
It's been all Bellas and Rousey at the moment.
Oh, it's been all Bellas. Rousey hasn't even got a look in yet.
Nice double suplex there, but Morgan again getting the shoulder up at 2.
2.
And they're desperate for getting their tag. The Bellas are doing exactly what the Riot Squad wanted to do.
Rack Attack 2.0, but Liv's fighting out. Gets a tag to Logan.
And Sarah Logan is a beast as she comes in there with a big knee to the face. 2. Oh my God, but Nikki gets shoulder up at 2.
2.
And now Liv's mounted her.
No. Sarah.
I can't say Sarah mounted, that's disgusting. And now Logan mounted her.
Wolverine.
Comes down with the right hands. Well, she might be Wolverine's son by the look of her.
Daughter.
Fucking hell. Might be Wolverine's daughter by the look of her. After Logan threw her into Liv Morgan's knees. And now puts her in the corner. See, how grown up are you right now? You don't even want to talk about the match. You just want to talk about other stuff because this doesn't interest you. Because you hate women and just see them as sexual objects.
Yep.
So there we go. We got it here recorded. That's Dan's faults. That's what goes through his head every time we watch women's wrestling.
I'm looking for nip slips, crotch slips, arse slips, and bend overs. Go on, Logan. Get up.
As we come towards the women's evolution, and you're doing your best to try and bring it back to the dark ages. # me.
You'd love it if you got touched.
And now it's been
Nikki managing to fight out from Sarah Logan's clutches.
From a what?
Clutches.
Oh, clutches.
Come on, James. Get your fucking mind out the gutter, you sick, perverted fuck. It's not all about sex, you know. Oh, and Logan is mocking Rousey, but she gets rolled up by Nikki, but managing to kick out. And very intelligently, Logan gets in between Rousey and Nikki.
Well, he's saying she's not intelligent, and it's very intelligent that she's doing it. Maybe she just knows to do it. What, she's stupid because she's a woman, is she, Dan? You fucking pervert.
Yeah,
you sexist. You're womanist.
I'm still trying to figure out what any of these 6 women are doing that far away from the fucking...
Why do women wear watches? Why do women don't wear watches?
Why?
Because there's a clock on the oven, isn't there? Fucking hell.
Why have women got small feet?
Why?
So they can get close to the sink. Why do women get married in white?
Why?
Because it matches everything else in the kitchen.
Why did you tell a woman with 2 black eyes?
Nothing, you've already told her twice.
No, she would have been told. Yeah.
A door, a table, a fist.
Nikki got some separation from Sarah Logan, but great teaming by the Riot Squad, stopping her from getting tagged to Nikki, to Brie. Now she's pushed off Sarah Logan.
Well,
and Rousey's there.
Liv took out Rousey, but Rousey's got in now. Logan's going right towards her. She's not backing down, but she's back down on the mat. And again.
Oh, here comes Liv and Rousey.
Flips her over.
Slams her down. Yeah, here comes
Ruby's
Riot.
turn.
Oh.
She gets dropped as well.
And Rousey means business. Got Logan.
Flips her over.
And now getting ready. And oh my God. Rousey going absolutely crazy.
Using illegal strikes.
And I'll tell you something interesting. When's the last time Ronda Rousey was in Australia, Dan?
When she lost in a UFC fight.
Yeah, when she got beaten by Holly Holm. Back here a bit more successful. The Bellas come in, get rid of Riot and Morgan. And that was
Bree sent into the ring post. Nikki sent into Barry Caber, gets her foot up. Oh, and returns a favour to Ruby Riot.
Uh-oh, Rousey's got the arm of Sarah Logan.
Liv in though. Breaks it up.
I suppose you only live twice. And now she's asking Logan if she's alright.
And now Liv and Sarah Logan double teaming Ronda.
Uh-oh. She's not having it. She's got both women now. Oh.
Slams them both down.
And now she's got the arm.
Oh, she's got them double stacked.
No, she's not. She's got both arms. And now arm breakers. They tap out.
Both women tap.
Dual submission by Rousey. We talked about Joe earlier. Rousey is a bad motherfucker. Dan? You're a cunt.
James? Likes kids.
Dan, what do you think of the match?
I thought it was quite impressive. It made Ronda Rousey look really fucking strong. It made Sarah Logan and Liv look a bit weak. But I'm sure they'll be able to recover from that. Yeah, you know, there's not really a bad word to say about this match. I think it was right on the money, right on the nose. Does exactly what it says on the tin.
Exactly. Shorten's what we needed, you know. Not a bad match at all. And Rousey looks like a killer. But our next match is going to be very important because it is for the Cruiserweight title. My man, Buddy Murphy, in his hometown. Here he comes draped with the Australian flag. He's going to be ready for action against Cedric Alexander, a man who's not lost in 365 days. He's been pinned in singles action. Australians hold the WWE Championship and the NXT Tag Team title he held with Wesley Blake. Yeah.
Hello.
So, Dan, who have you gone for in this one?
Well, James, as you said, Cedric Alexander hasn't been pinned in over a year in singles competition. But tonight, and no, day one earlier. But still, I'm going to go for Murphy.
Murphy, I think it's the best choice, and I too have gone for my man, Buddy Murphy. And like you say, you know, you've got to go Murphy in this one. You've seen the light now. The best kept secret on 205 Live is now probably one of the best in-ring talents in WWE, because week in, week out, he proves it. Whether it be, you know, Lucha House Party against Alexander, against Mustafa Ali, he always puts in a great effort. And tonight is his night to sit atop the WWE Cruiserweight division. And what better way of doing it than winning his first single championship than against Alexander in his home country of Australia?
No, I don't think any of that at all. I just think it's because he's in Australia who's going to win. Enough said.
So here we go, bell rings, and this should be a great encounter for both men. I'm really looking forward to this. Keys to victory. He's a difficult one to call. I think for me, Murphy in this one needs to not be overconfident. Yes, he's going to have the crowd behind him. Yes, he's got the advantage in speed and power and strength and intelligence. But, you know, Alexander might be able to pull an upset victory. What does Cedric have to do if he wants to win?
Well, he needs to kind of ignore the crowd.
Or it might be it, big knee. Oh, no.
Well, he needs to ignore the crowd He needs to, just think inside the ring. Don't take anything out of the ring. Just, go with what you know, Cedric.
And now Murphy going up to the top rope.
Oh, Alexander intelligently rolling out the ring. Getting some separation between the two. But Murphy's coming flying over the top rope.
Oh, my God.
Takes Ced out.
Like a missile over the top.
Throws Alexander back in the ring.
And now Murphy's up. Going to try to put Alexander away early.
Knees.
1, 2. Oh! And Alexander just kicking out. But will the age of Alexander happen here tonight? Oh, my word.
Alexander the Great. He needs to weather this early storm if he's going to come out this match the other side. Well, Murphy going for a lot of pinfall attempts early on in this match. Trying to get it over and done with as quickly as possible.
Oh, Murphy goes for the kick, but Cedric moves out of the way.
Hits an uppercut of his own. Now this is Cedric Alexander's time to get back into this match. No, we've gone for the same person. I want Alexander to win.
Murphy gets the foot caught. Back elbow by Cedric.
Knocks Murphy for 6. And that's a cricket term, by the way.
Now Murphy looks to slow down the pace after that frantic start with a sleep hold.
And Murphy throws Cedric straight into the second turnbuckle, head first.
Buddy Murphy, tonight, looks serious. He's focused. This is his time, and Alexander in serious trouble. Here comes Buddy Murphy running in. Oh, my God.
And he runs into a big boot from Alexander there, knocks him for 6. Another cricket term.
I thought it's the same cricket term.
Oh, knocks him for 4. It bounced before it went over the boundary. Twat.
Well, he bowled him out right there with that super kick to the face.
He did catch him with a long side larraping long hop.
Yeah, he's in the googlies.
No, James, you're just thinking penises now.
Best cricket one ever was the batsman's holding bowler's willy. And Murphy there, big back elbow, rocking down Cedric.
Pick her up, suck me off, drop her off home, ta-da.
And now Murphy pushed off the top right by Cedric, but comes back up. Huge leap in ability, tries again. But Cedric's got him. Oh, my God.
Turns him inside out. Go for that cover. 1, 2.
Nowhere near. Look at the power still left in Murphy to be able to kick out. That was a powerful kick out.
Come on, Ced.
Oh, Alexander runs in, hits him in the midsection.
So up in Seguri, follows up with a knee to the face. Now Ced's kicked this up again, springboards his way back into the ring off the bottom rope, plants Murphy with a flatliner, but Murphy goes to the outside. No. Ced's going to go flying, takes out Buddy.
But not as impressive as Murphy's dive earlier.
We didn't have enough space though because there's fucking announce tables, you tool.
No, I'm saying it wasn't as impressive as earlier. That's what I'm saying right now. Deal with it.
Well, opinions are like arseholes, James, and you are one.
And they're diving over the top. Not as impressive as Buddy Murphy, but still
making
because
Buddy Murphy needed to hold on to the top rope to spin himself over where Cedric Alexander didn't.
And now Alexander going to springboard back in, throws Murphy in. Buddy Murphy catches him.
Standing switch by Alexander, though. Pushes him against the ropes. Handspring kick to the face. Turns Murphy inside out. 1, 2. Good night.
No, not good night at all. He gets shoulder up at 2.
2.
Murphy there showing great athleticism to be able to spin round to the impact of the clothesline. I love his selling.
You're fucking bigging up Murphy because he got kicked in the face.
Yeah.
You're a cock.
Wrestling's about selling as well as doing the moves, you know. You got to appreciate the action on them both. It's a denouement. And Alexander now might be looking to put Murphy away. A lumbar check time, and this would be, I would say, a huge upset. Oh, Murphy blocking it. He knows it's the best strategy. No, Murphy clever, lands on his feet. Huge boot to the face of Cedric.
But he hits an uppercut of his own.
And now Murphy stranded on that second rope.
You're gonna pay! You're gonna pay!
And a huge Buddy chant.
Buddy.
What would you expect here? And Alexander now getting stopped by Murphy.
Sunset flip, but Alexander holds on to the top rope, looking to punch Murphy in the face.
Oh
Gets
my
his head
God.
stuck.
Bang.
Set out powerbomb. 1, 2. Oh, but Cedric doesn't go down that easily and he manages to kick out.
But Cedric has no idea where he is right now.
You're in Australia, mate!
Well, there's 70,000 Australians cheering on Buddy
Cedric
Murphy
Alexander.
now in his cruiserweight pursuit, and you hope that he can get the job done. Sorry, what?
So cheering on Cedric Alexander, you said Buddy Murphy by mistake.
They're not cheering on Cedric. They're cheering on Buddy.
Step up Insegura from Alexander. Step up Inseguri from Alexander knocks Murphy for 6.
Oh my God. Cedric there goes for the kick. Murphy's got him. Pushed away. Top right. Oh, hits him with a knee. That hit him for 6. And now Murphy's Law. No, Alexander rolls him through.
1, 2, quick count.
No, not a quick count.
Only a 2.
Oh!
Spanish fly, that's it, all over. 1, 2,
yeah.
dirty knee.
Buddy Murphy managing to kick out.
Boom, lumbar check, that is it. 1, 2,
yes! And Murphy managing to kick out of the finisher of Cedric Alexander. He cannot believe it. It's Buddy's time, surely.
Don't call me Shirley, but another lumbar checker put Buddy in the ground. That lumbar check hit Murphy for 6.
Well, there's 70,000 Australians here that are hoping Murphy can get the job done.
If Murphy wins, they riot.
Oh, another lumbar check. No, Murphy clever throws Alexander on the apron.
He lands on his feet and Murphy's still unable to recover. Ced's going to spring his way back in. Oh, gets caught with a knee to the jaw.
And Murphy's Law hits it. Goes for the cover. 1, 2,
kick
3!
out.
And listen to the reaction of the crowd. My man, Buddy Murphy, is your cruiserweight champion. This is Buddy Town. Wins it in the match of the night at this moment in time. Fair play, Buddy Murphy. What a fantastic match. Showed what the cruiserweights can do in this one. Hard-hitting affair, the right reaction, and how many times you see the crowd go absolutely mental over someone winning the title, and then Murphy has won in his hometown. A great moment. This is a show to remember now just because of this title change. Dan, what do you think of the match?
Well, I'm sure if the match was Alexander would have won it. I thought the match was absolutely perfect. Both guys done really well. Cedric Alexander, you can see he gave it his all in the match. It just wasn't enough. The chemistry these two guys have is impeccable. And this is why 205 Live should be on the main card every pay-per-view.
Yeah, and you don't mind Alexander getting a title rematch even though he is black?
They'll probably steal a victory.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. As long as right, because, we've dealt with women's, we've dealt with the blacks tonight. Let's see what else we got as the rest of the card moves on. Murphy gets his moment here, though, in Australia. All the negativity, all the people that never said he could get the job done, he does it tonight. And I, for one, am proud of Buddy Murphy. Well done, son. Take a bow.
Even though he is ginger.
Well, here we go. Up next, it's the Shield versus Strowman, Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre. Well, the dogs are already out here as we see the Hounds of Justice in the Shield and the face masks on. They mean business. Prediction-wise, before this action gets underway, I have gone the Shield in this one. I don't think it's that much of a surprise. Dan, who have you gone for?
Dream broken dreams. Sierra Hotel Indica Lima Delta. Shield.
Yeah, I should say after the Cruiserweight title match, another point each for us. It goes 6-5 to Dan. And, of course, with the Shield being our saying, we still got to go different, but there's still 2 matches afterwards as the Shield come here through the sea of mass. But the question is there any cracks in this Shield? Do you see them, or Ambrose is a weak link maybe? Dan, what are your thoughts on it at the moment?
Well, watching Raw last week, and Baron Corbin said, look, you can either go against Seth Rollins for the IC title tonight, you can either go and answer the fucking phone, you can either go against Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship, you can go against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, or you can go against Braun Strowman. And he went against Braun Strowman. Not that he even answered that, but he went against Braun Strowman. He did have words with both with both Rollins and Reigns after, saying, "Look, I could be standing here IC champion, and I could be standing here Universal champion." But his heart is with the Shield for now.
For now, and do you see a Shield break up in the future?
Again, I'm not sure. And the reason why I say that is because it works so well, and they get such a good reaction, and Reigns gets such a good reaction.
Yeah, this is the thing at the moment. I mean, he worked it so well a couple of weeks ago with the Shield in action against Corbin and the Authors of Pain. Reigns came out, he got a cheer, looked like, started the match, they cheered, and then he got the victory as well. So their fans were cheering because the Shield won. Looks like Reigns has won, so it's great idea for what they're doing. Here we go. How's it Justice?
Go on, Dean, beat that Scottish cunt.
Versus the Dogs of War. And here we go. We've got Ambrose and Rollins teaming up with Drew McIntyre. Strowman and Reigns going at it.
Ambrose has been McIntyre's been eliminated from the Rumble, and now all three men turn their attentions to the monster among men, Strowman.
And this is what the Shield is so good at, picking apart their opponents.
And it is daring, but they're not staying in their ring. They're going to destroy the Dogs of War.
And they're looking to already take out the monster among men. They've got the announce table free. And they're setting up Strowman now. Well, this is an all-out brawl at this moment in time. Referee's not really got control of it. And they're going to try and triple Shield bomb. No, here comes Ziggler back up and McIntyre. And stopping that from happening. And maybe they were just playing possum.
Hello, possums down under.
And now Strowman with Rollins. McIntyre's beating Reigns down. And Ziggler's after Ambrose. Now McIntyre chopping Rollins, and Strowman throws him in the ring. And Ziggler's always got confidence. And he's had a history with Seth Rollins over the Intercontinental title. Seth says ring the bell anyway. Oh! Huge DDT by
Rollins.
Ziggler.
1, 2. Oh, but Seth managing to kick out.
And now Ziggler tags in McIntyre. McIntyre beat Seth Rollins on Monday night. He's still got a victory. Yeah, in the record books, it says victory for McIntyre.
Taxi for McIntyre.
And now McIntyre working over Seth Rollins.
I mean, he's won a title that Bo Dallas has won, for fuck's sake.
I know, he's so impressive, isn't he, McIntyre? You're right. As he backs up Rollins in the corner, tags in Big Braun Strowman. And is he the Ryback of 2018? This is the question you got to ask yourself. Will he win a Universal title? It seems so obvious as he comes running into Seth Rollins. And he's got unfinished business with Roman Reigns still. Says, get in here, boy. No, I'm going to fuck it.
Well, Strowman is country strong.
And he sends Rollins back. And Rollins got look. Try and get a tag soon. He's just getting whipped from pillar to post.
Is this wise for the Dogs of War to single out Rollins?
I think it is, because then you got to question if Ambrose is going to be in it or not. If Ambrose will turn his back on the Shield and say, nah, fuck it, Rollins is getting there. I'll leave Reigns and Rollins to fend for themselves. Maybe this is what they want to do. I think with Rollins, though, we know his heart, determination, how tough he can be. So it's difficult focusing on any of the Shield. You might argue Ambrose because of his injury, but he's like a different animal. Maybe Roman Reigns, but again, the punishment he's taken in, we know Reigns will probably outlast him here as well. What I would be surprised about if it's Ziggler in there the majority of time. With two big, powerful men like that, they can just cut the ring off. And now Ziggler's in trouble with a sleeper, Rollins escaping.
But is it maybe wise, wearing out Ziggler? We know he's got longevity. He's spent loads of time in Royal Rumbles. He's tenacity. He's been about for longer than these two other guys as well.
Well, yeah.
So, you let Ziggler run around, let him wear himself out, let him wear the Shield out, and then you've got the two big guys there who, notoriously big guys they do lose their breath earlier on.
I would agree with you, apart from with McIntyre and Strowman, because we know the punishment they can deal out. And in the short burst of space that they've got...
Any other normal big man, they'd be in trouble.
Anybody else, they would be. But you know what McIntyre can do? And he can go there, and the amount of punishment he can dish out in a short space of time would be enough to normally beat him as well. Normally running power slam or a couple of big moves like that, Strowman gets the job done. And as we see with McIntyre, Taunton here looks in great shape. Tags in Dolph Ziggler. Of course, like you mentioned, well, you try to diss it, but former NXT champion Drew McIntyre came back after being released and said he's going to make a go on it, start from the ground up. He's earned everything he has. He's positioned on the card right now. And, of course, Raw Tag Team Champion with Dolph Ziggler, who is a veteran, and I'm still a fan of Ziggler as well.
He was Chavo Guerrero's caddy.
Who, Ziggler? Yeah. Well, you've got to start somewhere, haven't you?
And then he went to the Spirit Squad.
Steve Austin was a ringmaster.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah, I know, but you saying it like you're kind of like, well, this is what he wants. Well, there we go.
No, I'm just saying he was Chavo Guerrero's caddy to come the way distance he's come. Money in the Bank winner.
Do you want to fucking take this outside? Gonna jump back. Dolph Ziggler's a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion.
Correct.
And he's taking Rollins out right now with a sleeper.
Correct.
See, I was just stating facts.
Well done, Captain Obvious. Seth Rollins is currently in the ring.
Oh, they got long hair and vests on. I mean, it could be Roman Reigns. I'm racist like you, do you know?
I'm just disappointed there's no women in this match.
Or blacks. I felt sorry for Naomi when I saw her earlier.
All we got is a fucking dirty, sweaty sock.
Oh, and Rollins got a submission from Drew McIntyre, looking to get a bit of separation. Can he tag in maybe one of his Shield brethrens? No. Goes over to Braun Strowman, who comes in and wipes out Ambrose and Reigns. Sends them careering off into the barricade. And now it's just Braun Strowman in there, the monster. Has got hold of Rollins, and Rollins looks dead weight at this moment in time.
Well, he's taking a bit of beating by Seth Rollins. And now he's taking a shoulder to the midsection from Strowman.
Yeah, Seth Rollins has been beaten up. Ziggler gets a tag in. No, Ziggler with a bit of energy. But you got to wonder how fresh Reigns and Ambrose are. Ziggler say, no one cares, come on, do something. And Reigns now is doing something, fighting out the corner.
Oh, big rights for Ziggler. A big right for Strowman and McIntyre. But gets caught, hits buckle bomb on Ziggler.
Well, Ziggler tried that famously, like he said, unsuccessful. The only problem was he threw him in his corner, so McIntyre picks him up easily. Got a powerbomb in. No, Rollins turns it into a Hurricane Runner. Strowman now gets a tag in. Oh, my God.
And he gets run through by Strowman, but even if he made it to his corner, there's no one there for him to tag. He's unstoppable. How do you stop him?
You can't. He's unstoppable. And look at Strowman running into Rollins. Flattens him. And I think Strowman could win now, but he wants to hurt the Shield. Imagine just injuring a member of the Shield. Imagine it injuring Seth Rollins. The Shield is gone yet again.
The Shield's architect.
And now where is Strowman going?
Stepping over that top rope. Is he going to go flying?
No, surely not.
Don't call me Shirley, but he looks set to go up top.
Well, we've never seen Strowman go up before.
He doesn't need to. He's tall enough. He doesn't look very steady on his feet.
Oh, my God. And he's up finally. Here comes Strowman.
Nobody home. Rollins moved out the way.
And what a huge mistake that was. And now Rollins looking in his corner. Ambrose slowly getting to his feet. He's on the apron. I don't know if Strowman knows where he is. Can Rollins get the tag to Ambrose?
Can Strowman get the tag to Ziggler?
Well, Ziggler's in.
So is Ambrose. The lunatic fringe with a clothesline. A second one to Ziggler. Irish whip. Looking for another clothesline. Ziggler ducks it. Looking for a crossbody. Gets caught by Ambrose. Fall away slam.
And Ziggler falls to the outside on the apron. Ambrose got hold of him.
He's going to bring him into the ring the hard way. No, Ziggler lands on his feet.
Looking for the zigzag, but Ambrose holds on. McIntyre up on the apron, gets punched off it.
But that gives Ziggler enough time to recover. Looking for the famous. Dean Ambrose blocks it. Goes for his dirty deeds. Ziggler blocks that. Super kick. Ambrose blocks that.
Now picks up Ziggler and slams him down.
Face first into the mat. Ambrose with a cover. 1, 2. Oh.
Well, Ziggler at the last second managing to kick out.
Uh.
Well, Ambrose going up. Strowman missed earlier. Will he make the same mistake? Ziggler goes to follow him.
Ambrose is holding on though. Fighting off Ziggler. Headbutt.
Ziggler sent all the way down now. Ambrose going to fly off with an elbow.
Bang. Takes him down. Ziggler rolls through. Goes to cover. 2.
Oh.
But Ambrose managing to get the shoulder up at 2.
2. Oh.
Double cross body.
What impact there by both men. Like they were thrown out of a moving auto vehicle. Ziggler looking to stop Ambrose, but he needs to tag a McIntyre. And Juice stops Ambrose.
Looking for a back body drop, but Ambrose lands on his feet. Neck breaker. Can he get across to Reigns?
And Roman hasn't been in this match officially yet. Here he comes. And Drew's in a little bit of trouble now with Reigns.
Big boot. Big uppercut, knocking Drew for 6.
And Drew McIntyre is bigger than Roman Reigns. Even though Reigns at the moment's clotheslining Drew in the corner.
He's not stronger though.
And here comes Reigns running in, and McIntyre gets clotheslined over the top.
Eliminated from the Rumble.
Lands on his feet though. And now here comes Reigns.
Drive by. Throws Drew back in the ring. Gets planted with a DDT. Could this be it? 1, 2. Drew just staying in the match.
Drew will not be pinned in this one.
He says to himself.
His team's going to lose, but it'll be Ziggler. It won't be McIntyre. McIntyre's too precious a commodity to waste in getting pinned in this match. The man has been, I don't think, been pinned once since coming back. And now Reigns pumping up. Ziggler's in, distracting Reigns enough for McIntyre to get up. And a huge boot to the face. Oh! Superman punch on McIntyre. He dodged and he hit Ambrose. And now McIntyre rolling up Reigns. 1, 2. Oh.
Reigns managing to kick out. Turns it around. Picks up the huge McIntyre. Slams him. Sit out powerbomb. 2. Oh, and McIntyre would have been out if Drew hadn't, if Ziggler hadn't come in and saved it.
Oh, he's actually getting the shoulder up at that time. Ziggler came in as well, but here comes Rollins, springboarded in. Clotheslining Ziggler out. It's Strowman now running power slam.
Oh, looking for a Superman punch. Gets caught around the throat.
Scottish kiss there. Glasgow kiss.
Strowman into the post.
Oh, now he's going to pick up Rollins. Oh, look at this power. He's got him up.
Oh, Superman punch though. 1, 2, 4. Just managing to kick out.
McIntyre rolling to the outside, showing his cleverness there. Can't get pinned on the outside, can he? And I think I've seen the Shield take a beating like this in a match.
The Dogs of War are surrounding the Shield now in Shield strategy. I can say strategy, alright, just Shield stuff. Shield strategy.
You're right, though. They are in serious trouble. The numbers game 3-on-2, but here comes Ambrose up. But is he for or against? Come on, Ambrose, turn on him. What's Dean gonna do?
Well, the Dogs of War are telling him yes. What's he gonna do?
No, he goes after Strowman. Suicide dive by Ambrose.
Takes out Strowman.
And now McIntyre in trouble. Oh my, 3-on-1 attack, ref.
Beaten by the Shield.
Come on, this is not fair.
Oh, and they've all tagged in legally, might I add.
And McIntyre is in serious trouble here. They're going to go for the Shield powerbomb. Oh! Strowman in! And speared all 3 members of the Shield.
Bollocks, I want to see your reaction as he got pummeled through that mat.
McIntyre's been saved for greatness. And now look at this. Strowman just picks up Reigns. Throws on the outside. And Rollins is in trouble now as well.
He gets tossed to the outside as well.
It's not easy being tossed off, but I think McIntyre's still a legal man.
Dean Ambrose is a legal man as well.
And did Ziggler just get the tag there? Here comes Strowman. Oh my God.
Takes out Roman.
Sends him into barricade. They don't want to go to school.
Oh, takes out Seth, who hits the edge of the ring apron.
And now it's Ziggler and Ambrose. Zigzag.
Zigzag. 1, 2. Oh, but Dean managing to kick out.
Dean ruined that a little bit by having his eyes open. And Strowman says,
throw him out on the floor, run his ass over.
And Ziggler obliges. Ambrose in serious trouble.
Trouble, 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 trouble.
Here he comes. Oh!
And Reigns just speared Strowman through barricade.
Oh! He saved Ambrose, and now Strowman may be out. And it's Ziggler up, super kick to the face. And now McIntyre and Ziggler. Gonna throw him in, finish it off.
Claymore kick zigzag.
And this will be it. No one gets his shoulder up after this. McIntyre saying this is the end for you. Here he comes. Oh!
Seth Rollins in with a super kick, taking out
McIntyre.
Ziggler. Dirty deeds for Ziggler.
Well, Ziggler super kick. Rollins got caught in the dirty deeds.
2, 3.
Oh, Shield win.
Dean Ambrose gets the victory.
My God. Dan, what did you think of that match?
I thought it was a fucking good match. Oh, guys, you know, they've done everything they needed to. Told the story perfectly as well. You know, the Dean Ambrose, Willie, won't he match? I said Willie. You know, that was kind of a turning point. But Reigns, I think he made up for it by saving Ambrose from Strowman, you know, by spearing him through the barricade. I think it was an absolutely brilliant match.
Yeah, I think it was top notch as well. Told the story, really, really did. Even the bumps that they took in this match as well was great. I think it paid off. It felt like an important match, and I think every man delivered in this one. And of course, Ziggler's the one who gets pinned. That means that another point each for us, and it is 7-6 leading into our next match. And you've only got
7-6? 6-5?
No, 7-6. So Dan just told me. Rather than letting me know throughout the majority of the night, just telling me now it is 6-5. Dan has got 2 wrong. I was just about to say you're 1 off a perfect score, but in fact you're 2 off now, so it doesn't sound as impressive. But at least we've sorted out the score of the pay-per-view predictions. And the Shield, the Hounds of Justice are there, and they're fisting each other like any good group of men should do. All right, so what we've been watching on the W Network, and we start off with W Storytime.
Yeah, I've been going back watching a few of the older story times. This one's, I think, season 2, episode 3, if my memory serves me correctly. It's just a story that sticks out, and it's the Miz. He was paid to do Spring Break, and he had to come up with party ideas and things like that. So one of his games was he had 4 blokes and 4 women up on stage, and it was called the Red Arse Competition. So basically, the 4 women had to give the 4 blokes the reddest arse possible.
Right, okay.
And you know, so the blokes got down on all fours. The women's was smacking their asses, and you know they was going to town on it basically. And the Miz thought, yeah, you know, a bit of spanking, it's quite good for a spring break. But it started to get out of hand. Women was taking their belts off. One woman got just beating a bloke's ass, and it turned out that the bloke's asses was bleeding towards the end of it. So it's like God. You know, it was something quite interesting for the Miz to do, but it kind of backfired a bit on him.
Yeah, no, and the story times are right, because it's not that long, is it? It's about 12 minutes.
It's about 12 minutes. You get about 4 or 5 different stories. It's quite interesting, and you know, there was also another one about the origin of Austin and his name, and he came back. He had a bit of a buzz cut, and then I think he was travelling with Goldust at the time, and he went into his room. He basically bicked his head, shaved it completely bald. And then he was seeing an English woman at the time, and you know they was talking about names and that, and you know Ice King and
Frosty McFreezington.
That's it, yeah. And And then she says something about the T being stone cold. You know, I think we've heard this story before, but it's still quite a interesting story. Again, and there was another one that we was discussing as well, one with Stu Hart.
Yeah, that was the last one in Series 3, Episode 5, Family Feuds, and I watched that one as well. Yeah, it was Stu Hart and Bret Hart. And basically, Jake the Snake Roberts was telling the story, wasn't he? And it was the case of, at that time, Jake had the sleeper hold as a finisher. And with Bret, he basically said to Stu, do you want me to see me? You know, I've got a better sleeper than you. Of course, Stu didn't agree, so he used Bret Hart as a kind of doll, didn't he? You know.
And then I think he'd hit him with a sleeper hold, put him to sleep, and then wake him up, and then hit him with another sleeper hold, and then I think that went on about 4 or 5 times until Jake the Snake was like, "Yeah, you know, I'll let you have it." Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, which is quite funny. So I think story time is worthwhile for that. I can see it being a bit more X-rated, but obviously they're doing it for the kids, if you know what I mean. So
yeah, hence the cartoon.
Yeah,
kind of folly with it as well. But we also watched Table for 3MB as well.
Yeah, we did watch Table 3MB, which was the 1st of October. Slater, Jinder Mahal, McIntyre. I mean, I loved this. 25 minutes long and just so enjoyable. Slater saying he knows his role in the company, saying he knows where he is, you know, just he's going to work hard. He can maybe get the upset victory every once in a while, but, you know, nothing really else.
Didn't he beat Seth Rollins and...
Dolph Ziggler was the other one, yeah. So we've seen Slater do that before. Jinder Mahal, of course, talked about his WWE title run that he had last year. And with McIntyre, I think McIntyre, for me, I don't know if it was wrong, but he came across as a kind of true star, just so focused. And, you know, explaining why he had to go away because he was so young. You know, they talk about the man calling him the chosen one. And coming back now.
Well, it was quite good. Vince McMahon, you know, giving him the spiel, talking him up and, you know, personally introducing him. I think it was the first time McMahon had kind of put his McMahon stamp of approval on some. And, you know, they was in the 3MB. And, you know, there was a list of cuts coming round. Jinder Mahal got cut. Drew McIntyre got cut. And Heath Slater was like, yeah, you know, phone me back in about half an hour.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably be cut as well. And, you know, obviously he didn't get cut. He went to tag with Rhino for a bit.
Yeah, he did. And they, you know,
became SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
First the SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
And then, of course, Mahal and McIntyre came back and, you know, won the WWE Championship and NXT Championship respectively as well, which is... It
was really, really enjoyable, you know, the way they talk about it and had a little crew and how they kicked off the 3-person era. As in, you know, they came around first and a month later the Shield debuted and then the Wyatts came along and, of course, New Day. Now we've got people like the Undisputed Era, of course, you know, carrying that on. So, you know, and, you know, when asked if there's going to be a 3MB reunion, at some point in the future, I think, let's McIntyre become successful first and then maybe in a few years do that if they want. Just way McIntyre came across and say the interesting thing was like it felt like he was taking up a spot on the roster that was wasn't deserved. You know, with thousands of people want to be in WWE, and you look at the roster who can be cut. You know, people like Mojo Rawley could just be dispensed off.
Just off the top of your head, I'll take that one.
There was a new collection, the Undertaker versus Triple H collection on the WWE Network. Few hidden gems there. Very quick matches. There's Quake Cup, which was their first meeting. That was the 12th of May, 1996, in Kuwait. A disqualification win for Triple H. Very, very quick. And then an escalator ride to hell. That was the 8th of February, 1997. It was Shotgun Saturday night, and they fought in a subway station, went up the stairs, and then Triple H got tombstoned on the escalator as well. Really small matches, but it's kind of every time the Undertaker and Triple H is faced off, and the matches that were on WWE Network. And then I was still continuing the Hardys thing as well, and I watched them going against the Smoking Guns in 1996. That's 15th of May. Again, a squash match for them, but it was interesting to see the Hardy Boys. And then Friday Night Fight, which was... What was Friday Night Fight? A Friday night's main event, which took over from Raw for a couple of weeks in the 5th of September 1997, the Undertaker Triple H again. I mean, there's so much other stuff as well, like you say. A couple other things. Chronicle with Samoa Joe, finally caught up with that. That was really good up until they started talking about the AJ feud, and Joe's like, yeah, I've just lost this match. It really annoys me, and I want to win this. And I'm like, oh, right. So he's kayfabing it. The bit beforehand, he's a bit where he's around ringside, and he sees Tom Todd Phillips. And he says, "You do know you look like Natalie Imbruglia with a beard." And he had the phone up and he was showing him. And at the start with him and his mum. And, you know, his mum obviously wasn't very well when he was there. They talk about his upbringing and stuff like that. He came across so well. And he talked about passion in the industry as well, about saying, you know, people have be injured and they come back and they're more motivated than ever. Why? He's motivated anyway. He's earned his own opportunities to go and, you know, become a star, which I quite like that about Joe. And he says, you know, everybody should be working in the business to pay for their families. He says, I don't talk about it a lot, because, you know, that's what normal people should do. So he came across quite well in that, but a bit of kayfabe that ruined it. The Click Rules, which is Beyond the Ring, which is about the click in wrestling, that Scott Hall thing we were watching last time out, and basically talking about how much of an arseholes the Click were backstage. Bit weird, because they kind of say WWF were on top, and then Nash and Hall went to WCW, they came on top, and then with the advent of DX, they were on top, so the Click was on top all at the same time, which, of course, over the history of wrestling, it's not true the way that happened. They were trying to say how influential they are. We talked about the Hall of Fame ceremony. Do you think X-Pac deserves to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so as well, so...
Do you think he'd be a main headliner, or do you think he'd be a sideline act?
Yeah, I think he'd a sideline act, but then you can still have the Click coming together like they've done in the past few years, all on stage at the same time, because you've had Scott Hall go in. And I do believe now Scott Hall's speech at the Hall of Fame is the best induction speech there is. You know, some's good, some... I don't know what he says, but it's a really good quote. Trust me on that one, I've heard it a few times now. Also, Global Warming Tour. The Super Show Downs in Australia, that'll be our next podcast. They've added Global Warming Tour, which was the last tour in Melbourne, Australia, and that was the 10th of August 2002. Main event was Brock Lesnar versus Triple H versus The Rock for the Undisputed title. So it's not too bad an event, and there's a Kiss My Ass match as well between Rico and Rikishi. Doesn't matter.
Why is that Stacey Keibler?
Stacey Keibler's involved in a bra and panties match with Tori Wilson.
Oh, that's what put her on the cover.
Yeah, they treated women really well back then. Kevin Owens, there's a new program called Superstar Picks. Sasha Banks had her first lot of picks, where she kind of introduces what she likes about the match, and they show the matches. And Kevin Owens, the one I picked out was Dusty Rhodes versus Steve Corino, which happened the 1st of October 2018 was when the Owens program was. The match between the two, Owens basically says they were both two guys who influenced him a lot in his career, so you should go and watch it, and that's what I did. Anything else, Dan?
No, I've just been going back watching old pay-per-views. I went back and watched the first SmackDown as well. Obviously, we've got the SmackDown 1000 coming up, but I'll give a more in-depth review and, you know, what I thought of that, obviously closer to the time of SmackDown 1000.
Yeah, and of course we'll have some SmackDown 1000 updates on our next WNR that we do for the month, and we'll tell you about that, and we'll have plans for a special episode for that as well, I guess. But now, with contract signed, will W start getting behind him? Here comes the Miz, though, early.
Oh, straight out the gate. Daniel Bryan hasn't even got his T-shirt off yet.
And the Miz just assaulting Daniel Bryan here. Knees to the midsection. Irish Whip attempt, and sends Daniel Bryan flying with a knee. And you can see the injuries there for Daniel Bryan, strapping on his midsection.
Well, I think the ref should have checked the Miz for brass knucks.
I don't think the Miz needs them. He's in complete control at the moment. Suplexing Bryan on the top rope. Miz is a former Money in the Bank WWE champion. Daniel Bryan is a former World Heavyweight champion, WWE champion.
Money in the Bank winner.
Both men United States champion as well. And now Bryan, now the Miz with yes chance. You're looking to put Bryan away.
Looking for the running knees, but gets caught with a kick to the head from Bryan. Could this be the opening that DB needs?
The Miz doesn't know where he is. He's got to regain his bearings. Oh, big kick to midsection.
The yes kicks.
And he's taken the Miz's world famous hit kicks, and he's doing this now. The Miz hits them 100 times better than Daniel Bryan. Go for the big knockout kick. The Miz stops in low, back suplex.
Bryan lands on his feet. Looking for the running knee. Yeah. Miz blocks it.
Look at that, the Miz.
A knee of his own.
That's over. One, two, three.
Oh.
No.
Bryan managing to kick out.
Well, Charles Hobbs, you should have counted faster there.
Really?
Look at that.
You got Charles Robinson, Charles in charge.
Exactly, and you're using the Miz's catchphrases. Really? Exactly. The Miz can get the job done. Skull crushing finale now. Daniel Bryan, this is over.
No, Bryan turns it into a small package.
Oh, and he gets it. And he got the Miz in 2 minutes. Oh, my God.
And that is embarrassing for The Miz and anyone who's a fan of The Miz, James.
My God, Daniel Bryan wins. Shocks The Miz, and The Miz is not happy. I count. I think The Miz got a shoulder up there. I don't believe it. Another pay-per-view point. Another point to both of us. 6-7 going into the main event. Oh, my God. Dan, what do you think? That match there, I can't really say anything. I mean, it was over before it really began, wasn't it?
It was over before it all began, yeah. But, he caught him unawares. 1, 2, 3. There was nothing quick about that count whatsoever.
I'm glad you agree with me there. It was a quick count. As Daniel
there was
Bryan
nothing quick about that count.
Thank you very much.
So we've got an hour for The Undertaker.
Oh, no.
Oh, my fucking...
And The Miz is upset, but Daniel Bryan goes on to face AJ Styles at Crown Jewel. But now it's the main event. It's the last time ever between The Undertaker and Triple H. And let's have a look at this historic promo.
The fucking promo's longer than the fucking build for the fucking... longer than the whole match.
Well, let's have a look at this historic promo. And oh my God, here comes Shawn Michaels.
Up and down their spine.
He's just a sexy boy making his way out here. Just a boy toy. Here comes the game.
We dropped something. You dropped your gay card, Triple H.
He's got the mask on. Not really special entry, just basic at the moment. And he's come ready for action. He's not in his suit here tonight.
Well, he's not Hunter Hearst Helmsley, James. He is the Game.
What have you thought? Oh, no. Yeah, what have you thought of the build-up to this match? It's last time ever. Do you think they've done a good job of selling it? Are you excited for it?
Not really. There's no substance to it. It's just the last time ever. It's basically they've both been given a big fucking paycheck to wrestle in Australia. It seems like it doesn't mean anything. The only good thing is like, you've got the Undertaker, Kane, Michaels, and HBK back. That is, the only good thing about it. There's nothing I'm looking excited to. No disrespect to the Undertaker, but he is past it.
So you don't see any more of the Undertaker then?
I don't know. I think he should retire with dignity. He should wrestle if it's right, and it's just.
Well, you talk about historic rivalry. I know you're excited for it, but let's just run through what they had on their feuds. And like we say, singles match. The first ever meeting was May 12th, 1996. Triple H won via disqualification. That was in the Kuwait Cup match I watched, and that was over really between 9-10 minutes, and that was done. We had the Intercontinental Championship match, Shotgun Saturday night, where Triple H won via disqualification, but got tombs in the escalators. A single match on Raw, which is April 21st, 1997, which was a no contest. A singles match, which was Friday night main event, another match I watched, September 5th, 1997, Undertaker won via disqualification. On Raw, September 29th, 1997, the Undertaker won by disqualification again. WWE Championship, no disqualification match on Raw, June 21st, 1999, the Undertaker won via disqualification. Number one contendership match on Raw, July 19th, 1999, no contest. No disqualification match on SmackDown, winner Triple H, so that was July 13th, 2000.
They had a no-holds-barred match, WrestleMania 17, The Undertaker won that, keeping his streak intact. No-holds-barred match, SmackDown, no contest again. Singles match, Insurrection 2002, Triple H won that. Championship match, King of the Ring 2002, The Undertaker won. Number one contenders match on Raw, Triple H won. Singles match on SmackDown, The Undertaker won via disqualification. No holds barred match, WrestleMania 27, The Undertaker won. End of an era, Hell in a Cell match, WrestleMania 28, Undertaker won it again. And that was the last match they had.
So this is the last one ever. We're just waiting for the dead man now, making his way to the ring here. We're just seeing the entrance of Kane. So Dan, who you gone for in this match?
I have gone for
Triple H. HBK gets involved, so Dan, you get to pay for your point.
The Lucky Enzo shirt rides again.
Just to explain, we haven't explained prediction points for anybody. What is that all about? Charles Robinson, I think, played around with his earpiece last time round. Oh, well, that's about. Maybe he got told by Vince McMahon to make a quick count.
So the lucky Enzo shirt strikes again, and I am victorious once more. But yes, James, our prediction league, we get 3 leagues. We get a bonus point prediction league, which is little side games, classics, tournaments, things like that. We get the WWE pay-per-view league, which is, correctly predicting the WWE pay-per-view matches. And we get an NXT pay-per-view league, which I think we're drawing on NXT. We're drawing on...
Pay-per-views were 7-7.
Pay-per-views, I'm 8-7 now.
Yeah, but it's 7-7 at the moment.
Oh, it's 7-7 at the moment. I'm going to go 8-7 up, though. Because I am just that damn good. But also, if you notice, Triple H, HBK gets involved as well. I put a little side note there. And yeah, takeovers are 3-all at the moment until I win another one. But we are closing towards the end of the year, and I don't think I've lost my lead.
We'll see what happens. You need a victory. You're 2-1 down over years, aren't you? So to go 2-2 back as we lead into next year, which will be the kind of rubber match between us.
Just got to decide which shirt to buy,
Well, there's no Mojo fucking t-shirts, is there?
You've just not been hating anyone else, have you?
Well, there's no other ones I strongly dislike. Oh, I tell you, I really hate Drew McIntyre. If you got me a McIntyre top, oh fucking hell, I'll be so pissed off.
I'm gonna get a top that says Drew McIntyre is a cunt.
So be it, Jedi.
Drew McIntyre is a Scottish cunt.
So be it, We'll see who laughs last, laughs loudest at the end of predictions. It would be horrible for you if the year-end predictions didn't turn the way you thought. Mr. Confidence right now. It's not about how many times you get knocked down, it's about how many times you get back up again. And I found out here as The Undertaker arrives and they're going to have an all-out brawl.
So whoever wins this is the last time ever.
Yeah, this is a match last time. Oh, no disqualification. What's all that about?
Hell. So HBK and Kane can get involved.
And Triple H pulled his stroke here tonight. Well, I'm a huge Undertaker fan. And I feel that The Undertaker has done more for WWE than any other superstar in the history of the World Wrestling either Federation or Entertainment, even the WWF. I think he surpassed now Bruno Sammartino as the man that has been the rock that Vince McMahon has kind of moulded the business around. You think about WrestleManias in these past 25 years, The Undertaker's been involved in a big match at all time. Look at through the years during the Monday Night Wars, The Undertaker was leading the charge, They've all moved on. Shawn Michaels retired. Triple H is the COO. Kane's the mayor. But The Undertaker's still a dead man from Death Valley coming out here face to face with a game and slits his throat. And we're going to get it on now.
So, how old are all 4 men involved in this match?
Triple H.
Total ages.
Total age. Triple H 49, The Undertaker's 52, Michael's probably 50 now as well, and Kane about 48. Yeah, about 200.
206.
Yeah, there you go.
206 years old of talent.
Yeah, but this is WWE's fault because they've not built any big stars.
Just Triple H and The Undertaker are 102.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really... It's WWE for every time a big event happens or a WrestleMania happens, they put the same faces in it rather than building up the younger talent. And The Undertaker grabs hold of Triple H, throws him in a corner, but Triple H probably got speed and quickness. Dodging The Undertaker, showing his degenerateness.
Oh, Kane and Michaels up on the ring apron.
Well, who do you think is better at ringside for him? Would you rather have Kane or Michaels in your corner?
Michaels. But Kane don't really say much without his voice box.
Kane's bigger, though.
Kane!
It's Kane! Well, Michael, I don't care if you were at the end of an era. It wasn't the end of the fucking era. This is still going on now.
Ancient school. It was old school like 10 years ago.
Oh, bless the Undertaker. Getting stopped by Triple H, though.
Can't even get up to the top rope. There's like 4 years difference between these two guys, but can you sell? No.
What do you think Triple H looks better than the Undertaker?
Yeah.
Going for the old school Triple H's, but gets caught round the throat.
Thrown into the corner.
And now the Undertaker with the combinations. Rocking Triple H.
Out of all 4 guys, who do you reckon's in best shape?
Yeah, I reckon Michaels, could go more than any of them. And Triple H, yeah, it looks okay, but I think with Michaels, he'll still be bumping around like the old HBK.
What, the old corner bump?
Look, if anybody can get a good match from the Undertaker, there's only a couple of people. It's not Triple H. AJ Styles, maybe Daniel Bryan, Shawn Michaels.
So people that could be cannon fodder for the Undertaker.
Of course, yeah. They got to sell. They got to bump around for him. He's obviously he can't do what he used to. This is what Triple H trying to do, trying to pick up the slack here. So who do you think's got a better legacy? Triple H or the Undertaker?
I'd have to say the Undertaker. But then I'd say Shawn Michaels over them all.
You think Michaels got a better career than the Undertaker?
Yeah.
I got to back the Undertaker in that one. Just the sheer presence, the lights go dark and everybody gets excited. I know Michaels is a great performer and had better matches, than the Dead Man, but for that kind of amount of time, they're still, like you say, wheeling them out now in 2018.
Yeah, literally wheeling him out as well.
I know.
And they're going to fucking wheel him out of the arena again.
Poor Undertaker.
It's like Undertaker could probably win this match and still get taken out on a stretcher.
Triple H, a cerebral assassin, and Michaels up in the apron. Oh, Undertaker lands at his feet.
Oh, but catches Michaels around the throat. Long enough distraction, though, for Triple H to get back into it. But he gets hung up on the top turnbuckle.
Oh!
Michaels pushing Undertaker. And my prediction come true. And Triple H, HBK gets involved. See, look, he's running circles around Kane.
Well, HBK, the B stands for bald now as Michael looks on. And Triple H just taking out the Undertaker on the outside. And this match is not on slow, promise you. Oh, Michael set up a table. All the shortcuts needed, please. But here comes Kane. Slowly but surely.
To do nothing.
And then now they're going to chase around the table. Michael's getting wood. We've already seen a table used tonight. And here comes a game. He's going to try and pedigree him. That's going to work.
So you're telling me you'd rather have this half-hour match than a fucking better Daniel Bryan and Miz match?
Yeah, I'd much rather have this. These are two legends, God damn it. Without these two, wrestling wouldn't be what it is today. Triple H and Undertaker together won the Monday Night Raw. And they've been dominant ever since. Look at the streak. 14-time champion. He's a coup, Dan. You're saying the coup doesn't deserve to be in the main event?
Yeah.
I think this is as good as main event as Roman Reigns versus Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Triple H at WrestleMania. I'm loving this right now. Takes me back. And a neck breaker by Triple H, but can't keep the Dead Man down. Well, the Undertaker fighting back now, though. He's fighting back, folks.
Flurry to the midsection of Triple H, followed up by a big right hand, dropping the game. The Triple H catching Undertaker with a knee to the face, goes for a cover. 2. Oh. Undertaker managing to kick out. 102 years old, the combined age of this ring. I've seen tag team matches with less ages than that.
Oh my God, back bump to the outside by Triple H. He's trying his best, bless him. Oh, and the Undertaker sends Triple H over the barricade, and now he's got the announce table.
Will the announce table go through this time? He was threatened it when when Braun Strowman nearly went through.
Oh, Michael's getting scared off by the Undertaker and distracted him.
Long enough for Triple H to get back up, and he does.
And the game against the barricade going to come in. Clothesline, no.
Oh, gets sent over the barricade into the fans.
And I think his head landed on that plastic chair.
No, that's that disabled person's arm.
Oh, they're coming into the crowd now.
And
Straps are down. He means business.
He does. Didn't this happen in their match WrestleMania?
WrestleMania 17, yeah.
Then Triple H get backdropped through off the stage.
No,
thing.
chokeslammed off the stage, yeah.
Oh, close enough.
No, well, still. And, yeah, then the second replay showed him landing perfectly on a crash mat.
Yeah.
And the Undertaker now choking out the game. Well, Undertaker maybe trying to backdrop Triple H. Well, this is pretty sad at the moment. Dan, I'll tell you what we'll do. Should we run through the card whilst these two old men are fighting at the moment? I mean, no disrespect to it, but it does feel like a bit like an old person's match. It might be the match of the night. It might draw our attention, and if anything happens, we'll let you know. All right, first match, New Day versus The Bar. Great way to start the show. For me, it was too short, though. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I've put short, but bloody good match.
Yeah.
I gave that a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. I gave it a 3.5. out of 5. I thought it set it well. Could have done a little bit longer, but still, they're both teams put in a lot into that one. And then we had Charlotte versus Becky for the women's title.
Bloody good action in the match. Again, a bit of a crappy finish. You know, I don't like bull hockey finishes, but, you know, despite that, the action that was going on was bloody good.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been higher, but the shit finish of the slapping of the belt to stop the submission. It's a cheap way. You know, these fans have paid a lot of money and waited 16 years and not come to watch a fucking disqualification finish. But, you know, there's a lot more potential in that feud. So I think there's going to be another, you know, pay-per-view matchup between the two. Then we had Cena and Lashley.
What did you give that?
Oh, sorry, I gave that 3 out of 5.
I also gave that a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, like I say, it would have been higher if they had not fucked it up. Undertaker and Triple H are now back in ringside area, and the Undertaker's looking underneath the ring. Oh,
now Michael's got a bit too close. Got clocked by the Undertaker.
And the Undertaker's got a steel chair.
See that? He put the fucking apron down.
Yeah, but the Undertaker's a gentleman, isn't he?
He's got a lot of time.
Yeah, exactly. He's got, yeah. And Triple H there with a drop kick to Undertaker, stopping him. The game's got the chair now, and this doesn't look good for the dead man. Slowly get to his feet. Triple H with a chair.
Gets caught with a big boot from Undertaker, though.
And the game down at this moment in time. Match 3, Cena, Lashley versus GPD and Owens.
Cena looked very good. I'm not sure what they're going to do with fucking Owens and GPD. And we got to see the Lightning Fist, which is a 6th move of Doom. I mean, if that whole pay-per-view weren't worth it, then, you know, what was?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, to see that. I've never seen someone get a hot tag and then to win it, as I said, during a match, and I was surprised by it. That Cena did, and Cena's speech at the end, you know, he will be open to return at some point. The Undertaker used the chair to the midsection of the game, sends him outside. Now just Triple H writhing in agony. Match 4, the Iconics.
I gave that a 3.5 out of 5.
3.5 out of 5. I go that 3 out of 5. It was a standard match. It wouldn't have been a miss on Raw. Then the Iconics versus Oscar and Naomi.
Well, there was good chemistry between all 4 women. But what the fuck are they doing with Oscar? I mean, you know, she's gone from having a fucking brilliant undefeated streak to what? Canonics?
To me, it's just too fuddly, you know. It didn't really work out as well as it did. And it was a really short match, you know, which I thought was a bit disappointing. The Undertaker looks knackered at this point in time. His ass Michaels said they're going to keep an eye on him. He's draped Triple H on that table.
Oh, no, Undertaker.
No,
please don't,
no,
Undertaker.
Oh, there we go. Michael stopping him. Gets big booted in the face.
Oh, thank you.
Now back in the ring. What was your score for the Iconics?
3 out of 5.
I got that 2.5. Really, really didn't like it. And now the Undertaker looked like he's going to fly. Please don't, dead man.
No. Oh, thank you, Triple H. Triple H in back in the ring, and he hits Undertaker to the midsection with a chair.
And he stops the momentum there. Going to use the chair again.
Oh, but Kane's getting involved now. Grabs Triple H by the throat. 1 for HBK.
Oh, it looked like he's going to double chokeslam him, but gets stopped. Oh!
Sweet chin music. Sends Kane slowly onto the table.
Yeah, Kane's laid out now in the game. What's Triple H going to do? Oh!
Elbow through Kane, who was draped on the table.
And he takes out the Demon of Death Valley. Joe versus Styles W title match. I thought it was good. They showed a lot of chemistry. Didn't turn it up all the way. I don't know if they were told not to, or the fact is that, you know, it's just not really worked as well in the past few months as AJ Styles title reign. I think it was quite a surprise finish with the submission, though. You know, what were your thoughts?
I thought it wasn't terrible. Again, it seems like they're missing something in this feud. I don't know what it is, but I'd like to see something going a bit better between the two.
Yeah, no, I think I agree with that.
The Undertaker's just caught Triple H off the top with a steel chair, grabbed him round the throat, delivered a choke slam.
And he sent him all the way to hell. And now he's signalling for the tombstone pile driver? No. Just taking his time, picking him up for the tombstone. And this will be it if he hits it. Boom! Tombstone.
Pile driver.
Undertaker goes for the pin. One, 2.
Oh. Triple H managing to just kick out.
Well, I've never seen a man kick out of a tombstone before. I have every single pay-per-view, yeah. Every time Undertaker wrestles now, someone gets his shoulder. It was good back at like WrestleMania, maybe 24 when it first happened, but every year since then, you kind of
making the move look weaker and weaker.
And then Michael Cole always turns around and goes, "I've never seen a man kick out of that before."
Wow, Undertaker's just clocked Mike Chioda.
Oh, I don't know why he's done that for. Maybe to get a breather. It's no disqualification anyway. That's why Kane and Michaels get involved. Undertaker looks really tired. It might be, though, not that he's tired, but the fact of the jet lag.
Yeah, jet lag.
The Undertaker's got the chair now. Taking his sweet-ass time. What was your score for Joe versus Styles?
I go that 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, I give it that 3.5 out of 5.
The chemistry they've got is brilliant, but it just seems like they need to turn it up a gear.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing missing from it, you know. The Undertaker kicks Triple H in the face. And that's it. Up next, Rousey, Bellas versus Ruby versus a Riot Squad.
Rousey looks bad. Not bad in a bad way, but I mean, she looks badass.
Yeah.
They're certainly putting her over as a dominant force. I think, you know, no disrespect to Rousey, but I think this is what's halting Asuka's push and momentum.
Yeah, without a doubt, losing at WrestleMania when Rousey makes a debut, they want to go all out for that. Why not for Asuka and to build up towards the Rousey matches? You know, because they're silly like that. Rousey, though, the finish was so cool. Getting them two in an arm breaker was really done. Another good thing Michaels is doing just then is actually selling the fact that he's worried for Triple H. The chair shot to the back. Michael's saying, "Oh no," you know, you can see in his face as he gets it. Undertaker gets the chair again.
But nowadays we see people get hit with 5 or 6 chair shots and they're up 2 minutes later.
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? You know, I remember Goldberg getting hit with a sledgehammer by Triple H and he got up 30 seconds later. And
and a thunderous chair shot to the back of Triple H.
All for business. Seeing Michaels again, agog. So Rousey, like I said, cool finish to get those two in the armbar. She did. Yeah, it takes away from the Riot Squad, but it makes Rousey look like an absolute badass. So I gave that a 5.
I gave that a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5.
Yeah, I just think, you know, just for the push that they're giving Rousey for how bad they're making her look. Yeah.
Well, Michaels is on the apron, and he's telling the Undertaker to stop right now.
Thank you very much. I need somebody with a dead man's touch.
I'm sorry. I love you.
Bang.
Goodbye.
Oh, Michaels was going to get in the ring. Undertaker turn round.
And this is what Michaels here for. Let Triple H try and get back in. Michaels in the ring now.
Oh, gets caught by Undertaker over. Big right hand.
Well, Kane's been taken out by Triple H and Michaels.
That right hand sent Michaels rocking to the outside. But gives Triple H a chance to come back into it with a spine buster.
Oh, my God. Now both men down. Match 7, Buddy Murphy versus Cedric Alexander.
Both guys done absolutely fucking brilliant. Again, their chemistry is above par. And if this doesn't give the 205 Live roster the push that they need to get them onto the main roster, not just on fucking kick-off shows, not just cannon fodder, I mean, you know, put right up there with the other matches, because it was just an absolutely fucking epic encounter.
Well, yeah, it was wow. You know, wow. They stole the show, and it was something that, you know, Cruiserweights, like you say, deserve to be on the main roster when that happens. And Game and Triple H, the Game and Undertaker both up. The Undertaker going for the choke slam. No, Game kick to the middle.
Pedigree.
Boom.
Hits it.
Goes for the cover. 1, 2.
Oh! And the Undertaker just managing to get his shoulder up at 2.
2. But that was the last second thing there. The Game can't really believe it. You can see the marks on his body. Murphy and Cedric really, really just shone out there and proved, like you say, if they'd been put on the pay-per-view, they'd probably be the best match on the card anyway.
I gave that a 4.5 out of 5.
I gave that 4.5 out of 5 as well. Really, really, really top. Triple H is now looking to decapitate the Undertaker. He's got the chair around the neck, and the Game's Cerebral Assassin will do anything to get the victory.
They put the blood capsule in his mouth yet.
And this might end the Undertaker. He was not going to hit it.
It was that Shane McMahon had that, didn't they?
Yeah. Shamrock used to do it all the fucking time as well for internal bleeding. And the Game's slowly going up. He's on the second row.
Oh! hits it and decapitates the Undertaker. His head has come off his shoulders.
Well, that's it. 1, 2. Oh!
But Kane is up, pulls the referee out the ring, breaking up the count. Triple H's mouth is agog.
Well, all fair in love and war. Triple H can't believe it. Referee's down. Then we had the Shield versus Ziggler, Braun, and McIntyre.
Thought this match was absolutely fucking brilliant. And the chemistry all these 6 guys have, the way they told the story in the ring, you know, throughout the match, you know, even from the beginning to the end. You know, you had Dean Ambrose, will he, won't he, what's he going to do, you know, especially if you're following the story on Raw. And, you know, wondering what he's going to do because you've had McIntyre and Ziggler putting words in his ears, trying to give him a bit of doubt. And when he lined up on the outside with the Dogs of War as well, he was like, oh, what's he going to do? But he jumps in the ring, immediately takes out Strowman. And, you know, even like as far as Roman Reigns putting Strowman through the barricade, saving Dean's ass after inadvertently hitting him as well.
Yeah, no.
You know, it's just everything like that. It all just played into perfection and told a great story.
What did you give that out of 5?
I gave that a 5.
You gave that a 5 out of 5?
5 out of 5, yeah.
Fair played it. No, I thought it was a great match. Maybe not as good as you thought it was. But I still think it was a great effort. Michaels now has got the sledgehammer and given the equaliser to the game. And the Undertaker's picking up the steel chair and we're getting a face-off. Like in the Old West, the 2 last gunslingers in town. And who will go down here?
And we've got 2 referees already gone down.
Oh! Sledgehammer to the face via that chair. And this is it, over. But there's no ref.
Got that man there.
Just get the referee in. And then finally, before this match ends, we got the Miz versus Bryan.
Very quick.
Very, very quick.
Very quick.
I gave that 3 out of 5.
I gave that a 3 out of 5 as well.
It was really nothing over in a couple of minutes. So that was job done there. So your match of the night was the Shield. Yes. My match of the night was the Cruiserweight title. We'll get your rating for the event afterwards. But here we go. Triple H on the sledgehammer.
But the Undertaker's got the triangle locked in, or the Hell's Gate as it's known.
And Hell's Gate is locked in. You usually pass out. And this is what Triple H is doing at the moment, trying to fight it.
He's got his sledgehammer in his hand.
And Triple H is slowly passing out.
He's choking out the Undertaker with a sledgehammer after decapitating him with that chair.
There's one way, and the Undertaker may be out. He's broken the hold.
Well, both men may be out.
If referee was there, though, the Undertaker would be covering Triple H at the moment.
True that.
You can hear him talk. Oh, you're right. Yeah, what do you want to do? Look at Triple H calling the spots.
We've still got 45 minutes left of this match, though, man.
Well, I don't think the Undertaker... Oh, Michael's in, stopping the Undertaker from getting to the sledgehammer. Oh, and here comes Kane.
Kane!
Got Michaels round the throat. Oh!
Michaels kicks him straight between the legs.
And Michaels gets sent out. Undertaker really is sucking in the wind at the moment.
He's still being 53 years old for fuck's
He looks bad for 53, though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now slowly picking up the sledgehammer. And he's going to end Triple H right now. Oh, doesn't want the sledgehammer. Pedigree reversed.
No, Undertaker with a backdrop. Catches Triple H by the throat.
Oh.
Barely lift him 2 feet off the air. But plants him with a choke slam.
Well, that might be enough. The Undertaker is going to try and end it now. Another tombstone. Michaels, sweet chin music. Michaels gets involved.
Undertaker's not gone down, though.
Oh, second sweet chin, cool. And he's going to tombstone Michaels. Oh!
Hits the Undertaker in the head with a hammer.
And Michaels got the referee back. Michaels now. Another sweet chin music.
Pedigree.
Sends him into it. Boom. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Triple H beats The Undertaker. Thanks to Shawn Michaels. Who saw that coming, eh? Unbelievable stuff there. I mean, it was pretty... I know you saw it, but now this sets up, like we say, the crown jewel in Saudi Arabia with The Undertaker and Kane teaming up against Michaels. and, of course, Triple H. But, Dan, what did you think of the match?
It's depressing. Honestly, it is depressing seeing, these 50-year-old men and, bless them. They're sucking in air. They're... Honestly, don't know. They've got about 10 minutes worth of match in half an hour.
Yeah, but, I mean, you got credit that they did try their best, I mean, I'm not going to slate it massively.
Oh, I'm not going to slate it, no. It was a good, fun match. But, it's...
It wasn't the worst match on the card. I gave it 3 out of 5, So, I don't think it was too bad. What was your thoughts, score-wise?
Yeah, it wasn't terrible. And as you say, it wasn't the worst match on the card. But 3 out of 5. And considering I gave the Oscomi Iconics 3 out of 5 and New Day in the Bar 3 out of 5, it was... Yeah, I just hope, they don't keep dragging these things out. Yeah, I know we're going to tag team match set up for Crown Jewel. But, I hope they put these old dogs to bed.
Well, they never will. They'll always keep rolling them out. The same will do John Cena in 15 years' time as well. And Michael's Triple H celebrating. You can see the tears in Triple H's eyes. How much it means to him that he's beaten Undertaker for the first time. Well, that's what they're telling us, even though he hasn't. And Michael's celebrating with him. And it was all down to Shawn Michaels. If he hadn't been involved, I would say the Undertaker would have won this one. The Undertaker can't get to his feet.
That's just a normal day for Undertaker. He's like, you sure you're going to be able to do it in like fucking just under a month's time?
Well, the Undertaker's wrestled more this year than he has in the past 5 years, so that's got to tell you something about where they think the Undertaker is, if he's really there or not.
What, 3 instead of 2?
Well, yeah, this is...
His second match. Third match.
Yeah. He had a WrestleMania match, didn't he? Yeah. The Greatest Rumble against Rusev. Triple H now, so he's going to be a 4th match.
4 matches. God.
The Undertaker, we're going to see them bury their hatchet here. A sign of respect to the end of an era. Last time ever. So what is your overall score? Alright, let's see him show respect first. Because Triple H just gone over. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer, but the Undertaker finally gets to his feet. And he knows Triple H got the job done.
And he's passing the metaphorical torch.
Triple H said there's no more war now. That's that done. It's just respect.
The war is over.
Come on, Undertaker, get up. You did well, son.
You have lost it.
Fair play. Big chance then in the game. Wrapping his arms around the Undertaker. What a lovely moment. Sign of respect here. They shake their hands. And this is what we want to see, This is what we want to see at the Greatest Showdown. These 4 absolute legends. And what a moment here. Oh, the fireworks go off. My God. And on the outside, that is a good... Why didn't they show that shot at all throughout the whole card? Lovely, and the fireworks there. And it's not been a bad night
206 years of age, them 4 guys.
It's not, 16 years since we last in Australia. Will it be another 16 years where we get another Undertaker and Triple H match there?
Last time ever.
We'll have to find out. Oh, wait a minute. Kane and Undertaker have stopped. Stare at each other. Oh, my God.
Kane misread the situation.
Punches HBK and Undertaker tombstones Triple H. And this is not over.
No, it means they're going to have another match maybe on the 2nd of November in Saudi Arabia.
Michaels is caught. And he's got nowhere to go now. He's trying to fight Dead Man. And a shot to the chest. Thrown outside. Oh, my God. Michaels caught. Huge uppercut. Respect is gone now. Oh, the Undertaker and Kane. Have they turned heel on Michaels and Triple H? Oh, my God. He's going to chokeslam Michaels through the announce table. You talk about who can go the most. Who's going to get chokeslam for the announce table? Good old HBK. And the Brothers to Destruction leave DX.
Kane got elbowed for a table.
Leave DX laying. Yeah, I know, but it's the most impact someone's taken here. Michaels is out. The Brothers to Destruction stand tall. So, Dan, what are your thoughts on the pay-per-view and your score out of 10, please?
I'm going to give that 7 3/4 out of 10. I thought on the whole, the show was good. You know, there wasn't a terribly sucky match. There was, you know, terrible finishes, a bit too short matches. But, you know, I think on the overall, especially with the Cruiserweight Championship match, the Shield Dogs of War match, you know, they was both above par and great. You know, you had a few good storyline moments as well, especially this. You know, despite, you know, me mocking the Undertaker for being old, you know, he still managed to go and he still managed to carry himself out of there under his own steam after finishing off Shawn Michaels and Triple H. You know, I think the tag team match is going to be a bit better because it's going to take the focus a bit less off the Undertaker, a bit less off Triple H. And, you know, you're going to see Shawn Michaels in the ring again for the last time ages. You know, it has been, on the whole, very good.
Yeah, I mean, it's been alright, hasn't it? You know, like you talked about, I can't really add anything to what you said. The Buddy Murphy match was fantastic. The Shield match was really, really good, and we had a couple other moments there. It was a worthwhile event, so that's why I'm going to give it 7.5 out of 10. It's not stack up to maybe previous pay-per-views, but I think it's a good show. But I do believe the Australians deserve a little bit better than what they got. I think a WWE title change would have been best for business as it was. But they continue here, and like we say, our next pay-per-view event will be the women's only pay-per-view, which would be Evolution, which will be the 28th of October. Our next podcast will be the WNR183, which will be WWE versus WCW for October 1998.
Do you watch Raw, Len?
I did watch Raw, yes.
Right, so now it's time for your
Raw review.
Yeah.
Let me get that up.
I watched Raw for the very first time in a very long time.
Well, it started off with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, and they addressed what happened at the Super Showdown.
Yeah, there was just what had happened, and Triple H came out, and he was like, you know, he's really, really pissed off. He said, like, a moment like this should mean the world to him, you know, to be able to beat The Undertaker after 25 years of respect, for 25 years of working to beat The Undertaker. Then the respect meant nothing afterwards with the attack by Kane and The Undertaker, you know, chokeslamming Michaels through the table. They had the promo video for that already set up. They showed that. And about how upset that Triple H was, and then Michaels got the microphone as well and started basically saying the kind of same thing about being retired for 8 years because he respected the man, but now that respect's gone. To be fair, I did switch off a little bit during the whole respect thing. I switched back on again when Triple H, I can't remember what he said, but the crowd, he said something.
He said, "Are you ready?"
No, it was something I feel like, oh, and then I asked Sean or something, and then people was like, oh, okay, right, I'm interested. And then he said, yeah, are you ready? You know, and then off the plane, Sean turned to me and I said, you know, are you ready?
And he said, I weren't talking to Sean, I was talking to all of you because I know Sean is ready. And then after that, they ripped off their T-shirts to find they had new DX match.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
New DX match
Made
coming
that
out.
quick, didn't they? Yeah.
They did indeed. Yes, it's almost as if they knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, they had the arms crossed and they had the click sign, basically, established 1997. And then Triple H went up and did the pose, forgot to do it, and then did it second time round, which I thought, there you go, that's what I'm buying a T-shirt for.
That's
you know what I mean?
yeah. But, yeah, then we had a match up, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, this little feud between Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and the GPD. And, of course, you got that little fucking midget and motor mouth Leo Rush on the microphone, and he was just hyping up throughout the match, and that was really fucking annoying.
I liked Leo Rush.
Yes, because you like annoying cunts.
I thought he was entertaining. It was McMahon who had the earpiece in it. It kept, you know, going on with the crowd, especially with a Lashley. I mean, how annoying is that? But finally,
Lashley,
Kevin Owens showing a little bit of heat. Stone Cold Stunner made a big pop as well. Couldn't get the job done, and then Lashley kind of different side to him. And I think it was a double turn, to be fair. As long as they don't fuck it up when Kevin Owens returns, I think it works perfectly. It's something that we don't see a lot in wrestling, and I think it's a tool that could be well versed. You know, Owens is a guy that could be very well liked, and Lashley is a guy who works better as a heel. You would know more, seeing as you saw him in Impact and stuff like that as well. You know, is this a good move for Lashley?
I think Lashley works really well as a heel. He had the America's top team, like there was kind of like some mixed martial artists thing, because you know what, Lashley's got a career in, and yeah, I think he works better as part of that as well, you know?
Yeah, no, I think it does, and I think Owens, he's done a lot of stuff as heel. He give a babyface run. Honestly, during it, I was like, you know, apart from the Stone Cold Stunner, that there's something with Owens. If you turn face, I'm not saying he could be bigger than Austin, but there's a connection there, especially with me, who's a little bit more, shall we say, husky. For a guy who's kind of like a blue collar type to come through, I can relate to Owens. You know what I mean? He's got a family. He's a family man. He takes a lot of bumps in the ring. You know.
But what's going to happen to Sami Zayn when he comes back? Is he going to remain heel? Is it going to, because heel Sami Zayn is absolutely fucking awful.
He needs to again, and he needs to team up with Owens, and then you can have the revisit the feud with Owens turning on Sami Zayn somewhere down the road. But I think them as a babyface team, I think that they will work well, and it gives Owens a chance to do something he hasn't, and we know how good Sami Zayn is with that. We've got an update on the WWE Network review for October about the extent of Owens' knee injury, and it might not be great news, but like I say, Sami Zayn's a long way from coming back as well. So I think it's good for Lashley, because it finally makes sense with Bobby Lashley now. You know, to have that annoying little prick there on 205 Live with Lashley, and now it makes Lashley seem a little bit better. And even the promo after the match as well, when I think it was Bayley and Balor getting interviewed, and then Lashley showed up with Lio Rush there, and they kind of took over. And I think it's the best Lashley's looked since he's been back, to be fair, you know. And it's something that I think can work quite well, because there's not that many hills on Raw now, you know what I mean? There's not really kind of them big. So I think it's interesting.
Well, then we cut to Elias. He was in the ring, and he wasted little time addressing his loss at Super Show Down, insulting Cena, mocking Australia, and then he was cut off by Ronda Rousey's music. And that kind of turned to a match that we haven't seen in such a long fucking time. Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins versus the Riot Squad.
Do you think GPD went over time, and that's why Rousey cut him off? Or do you think that was always the case? It just disappears like that. For me, it's kind of treating him less than, you know, and I think he deserves more than that.
Well, I think we need to see more of him in the ring than just see him sat on a fucking chair and, you know, playing his guitar. I mean, he had a lot more than that.
But you had that Chicago crowd again. We were saying about him in the palm of his hand recently, because in the palm of his hand in the show, we know how difficult the Chicago crowd is. But WWE did something different this time around than they usually do with the Chicago visits. And if I remember, I'll say why at the end of Raw. But GPD, and then Rousey and the Bellas. Did you see the botch free done?
The snapmare fuck up.
Oh, fucking
hell,
yeah. I mean,
is it just getting too much now?
Yeah. Nikki looks okay. You know how much I dislike the Bellas. I thought Nikki looked alright. I really didn't like Brie at all. You know, it just didn't. I was like, nah. I don't mind the look of the Riot Squad, though. I think their look looks quite cool. I'm not 100% sure about Liv Morgan, but
don't you shut your dirty whore mouth.
Well, just say, you know.
But yeah, but the main talking point actually happened after the match, as Rousey was celebrating with Nikki and Brie either side of her. A 2-on-1 beatdown ensued as Nikki and Brie just beat down Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, threw into the barricade, into the stairs. Did all the thing, you know, still made Rousey look strong enough since it was 2-on-1 beatdown. I mean, that now is going to headline the Evolution pay-per-view, Nikki Bella versus Ronda Rousey. And the question is, Dan, I'm going to ask you straight up now, does it deserve to be?
No.
I don't think it does either.
No, Nikki, I don't think she's a big enough star. And Ronda Rousey, I don't think she's quite there yet. You know, everyone, it may be a controversy point, but I don't care. I don't think she's strong enough in the ring as your Bayley, as your Banks, as your Lynch, even as your Sharp.
I would rather see Banks and Bayley go do an Iron Woman match again or something like that than have that as a main event. But just imagine, if you will, if Asuka had beaten Charlotte at WrestleMania, right?
Yeah.
And was still undefeated now, heading into Evolution to go against Ronda Rousey. It would be immense. One of the reasons why Vince McMahon doesn't like Asuka is because she can't cut promos in English. What a fucking surprise. Being Japanese that you can't do. Is that a problem with Nakamura as well? Do you know what I mean? That's why. He even said that about Cesaro on a Stone Cold podcast going back like 4 or 5 years ago about a foreign guy. Can he really be accepted by the Americans? First off, the Americans are there due to all the influx of fucking what's the correct word for it, about not refugees, fucking
Immigrants.
immigrants. Exactly, immigrants. And then WWE got them in there, and all of a sudden, I can't remember what I went ranting. What was I talking about? Ranting off.
Well, about Vince McMahon not liking people that aren't American.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the big point is that your top guys aren't even American.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I know, obviously the one that he wants to push, Roman Reigns, he obviously is American or Hawaiian, Samoan, whatever.
Yeah.
But your likes of your Finn Balor's, your there was someone else I had in mind.
Drew McIntyre?
No, someone better than him.
Oh, you had someone at Drew McIntyre?
No.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, that's it. Rey Mysterio. Yeah, no. There were a lot of top stars. I mean,
Buddy Murphy.
Arguably our best wrestler of the year, Pete Dunne.
Pete
we're not
Dunne,
just being, we're not just blowing smoke up his arse because we're English and that, but tell me a bad Pete Dunne match.
Well,
Go on, I'm waiting.
I'm not just that, Dan, right? You talk about how wide a field WWE is. Right, so I'm going to do 8 superstars, you could do 8. So the first 8 who are one's American, discount him. So you got Nakamura, obviously Japanese, you got Pete Dunne, who's British, McIntyre's Scottish, Balor's Irish, Rusev's Bulgarian, Mustafa Ali, of course, is from wherever he's from. Where is Mustafa? I don't know, really.
Oh, is that the picture?
Yeah, you've got Mandrews from Wales as well.
And then look at the other 4 you got.
Well, you've got Cesaro, who's from Switzerland, Jinder Mahal, who's from America.
Yeah, he's Canadian, yeah. So.
Kevin Owens, Canadian. Andrade Cien Almas, he's Mexican. You've got Aleister Black, who's
You didn't know
Dutch, who's from Holland. Who's that fucking Joe Dacky?
You got
Puerto Rico with the colons, and of course Australia with Buddy Murphy. So there's a lot of superstars there that in my going to be future WWE champions.
But that's that is one idea from. Oh no, Aleister Black is
McIntyre.
Who? But that is one idea for. Come on, James, we're trying to do a fucking podcast here, you complete cretin.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
No, but that is kind of one idea for the World Cup challenge that they've got going on. But so far they've got 4 wrestlers, and one definitely deserves to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton. You've got Kurt Angle.
Well, how
American.
did he get there?
He was the conquistador.
Oh,
We'll go into that in a bit.
Okay.
You've got John Cena.
Yeah.
And
Who was
you've-
given it? Because he's John Cena.
Yeah, who's the other one?
Who did you say? Orton,
Cena,
Angle,
Conquistador.
and...
But
I said to you, I think they're going to go more Ryder Cup with it than World Cup. I think they're going to be America's version.
World Cup, is that them possibly making up for not producing in the World Cup?
I think it's like what we, when you go see your kind of local wrestling, whenever it is, you usually have a battle royal. If not, it'd be a tournament in a night. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing where you can put the wrestlers on and get their job done. I think that's what we're going to see with that. But we talk about money grab with Michaels and the Undertaker and everything like that as well,
But anyway, back to Raw, and it was Finn Balor and Bayley versus Jinder Mahal and Alicia.
Now, I was going to say, Balor and Bayley have got at least 2 T-shirts with Team B&B on it. I was like, fucking hell, they got 2. No wonder Balor's like number 4 or 3 in the merchandise sales.
Yeah, it was it was just it's kind of a promotion for the Mixed Match Challenge. But coup de grace and B&B the victory.
Yeah, I thought that.
We had a global battle royal. Now this was very, very. I think it was actually quite a good way that they done this. Really.
Well, the seamstresses must have been busy to build the outfits. Do you know what I mean? There was the guy in Luxembourg tights on and stuff like this. Not just the sash, but like actually onto the tights. I thought, fucking hell, they've gone into a lot of effort trying to get the job done.
You had the Iron Claw.
Yeah, Iron
or
Claw.
whatever it was.
The Mexican sensation.
You had the Waffle Maker.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there was
Cold Guy there as well.
Yeah, but he could have given himself the spot, but he chose to go with 10 wrestlers that they've got from every corner of the world. One of them was the Conquistador. And, they'd all turn their attentions to Baron Corbin at the start of the match. Baron threw them all off, and Conquistador kind of exited the ring of his own accord under the top rope, so he wasn't eliminated, and just sat outside watching, watching who's watching that, as Baron Corbin eventually got through the remaining 8 guys in the match. Baron thought he'd won it, turned round, Conquistador was there. He hit 3 Germans.
Yeah, 3 German suplexes, which
and
is
then,
surprising.
And then, he thought, fuck me, it's Chris Benoit back from the dead.
Yeah, exactly. And then you thought, wow. And then angle slam.
He hit him with an Olympic slam.
Sorry, yeah, Olympic
The
slam.
Conquistador slam.
Yeah.
A slam that slightly resembles the angle slam.
Exactly. And
then he started tumbling round the ring. That was quite entertaining.
I like
as
that.
well.
I like the roll. Even though he
and
can't
then his little dance.
Yeah, he can't turn his neck from side to side, but at least he can still do a little roll, which I appreciate.
Yeah, and then after the match, as Baron Corbin was sat seething on the outside, he pulled off his mask to reveal that the Conquistador was actually Kurt Angle. And he says, look, I'm not back from my holiday.
Wink.
I'm here as a wrestler.
And that's what I liked about it, because it played into the storyline that it's a thorn in Corbin's side, and he'll go forwards into the World Cup, so I think that was quite an interesting development.
Yes, but the Conquistador, you might recognise him as Edge, Christian, Matt and Jeff Hardy as well.
Mm-hmm. They both all had to run with the tag team titles, and of course the original Conquistadors going back, and Michael Cole explained that, so just watch that instead of me saying it.
But there was a confrontation before the match between Corbin and Heath Slater, hinted at the very real possibility that it could have been Heath Slater.
I like that, because he says you're a loser.
I did think. But up next we had Ember Moon and Nia Jax. And all I can say about that match is Ring Apron 1, Nia Jax 0.
Yeah, that did not go to plan. But they are still playing a kind of, we're friends. We're still friends, everything's all right.
Yes, and then we had Trish Stratus returning to Raw.
Yes.
She was confronted by the beautiful Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. And she says, well, I've come back, but I'm not alone, and we're going to set up a tag team match. And Lita come out.
Now, well, you say that, and I knew you would change the story. Alexa Bliss said that they're going to beat her up 2-on-1. And they said, we'll beat you up 2-on-1 now, and we'll beat you up in a tag team match. They didn't know that Lita was ready with Trish backstage. So that played into Trish's hands, really. So Bliss tried to set her up. What's more annoying about this is the fact they announced Bliss versus Trish Stratus and Lita versus Mickie James about a month ago to sell tickets and stuff, when they had intention of ever having that match take place. It was always going to be a tag team match, but because they haven't announced Ronda Rousey's opponent, they thought they'd done that. That's the kind of bait and switch that put WCW under all those years ago. I know it's not going to happen like that, but when you've got who you support in the women's evolution, and you're going to put other people on top, so like Becky Lynch and Charlotte, it's obviously who people want there. I'm not having to go at Ronda Rousey, but there's other people like Banks and Bayley who'd think deserve the spot more, who've done more in the past to get to where they are right now, as opposed to the people making the most of it. And I think Alexa Bliss versus Trish Stratus would have been a great match to see, as opposed to just now kind of random tag team match that's not going to live up to the kind of hype of the first ever women's pay-per-view. And it just kind of wound me up a little bit. And they had the kind of weird exchange about nothing ever good happens in Chicago. And that's what's, taken off from WrestleMania 22 now. You never see that with the match between Mickie and Trish. And it's kind of those things that they're trying to build up interest. And I was a bit annoyed. But I think Trish did all right. I think what you're going to do for a legend, do that. If you're going to bring out a Hall of Fame to kick some ass, have Trish Stratus do that. Not like we saw with Shawn Michaels earlier on in the night.
Most definitely, yeah. Up next, we had the feud that no one really cares about, and that is Chad Gable and Bobby Roode going against the Ascension in tag team action.
This shows how bright the future is for Bobby Roode, right? Not only the entrance and everything like that, they had him fall in Chicago. Absolutely loved it. But a little tag by Gable to get in and steal the victory. It looks split between the two. You know it's going to happen, and Roode's finally going to embrace the dark side. But what I liked about it more was the fact the AOP came down and absolutely destroyed him as well, because it made the AOP look good. They do not need Drake Maverick, all right? Or if they have Drake Maverick needs to know what he's doing, all right? When they got him up for the Super Collider, they got him up, and then Drake Maverick said, yeah, hit the Super Collider. That doesn't work. You come in first, you bark out instructions. Make sure that the fans know that they are listening to your orders and not the other way around. Otherwise, there's no point for you being there. The whole point for Paul Ellering and other managers is that they give you advice and they tell them what to do, as opposed to doing it afterwards. Would you agree that's a vital part of actually being a manager? Do you know what I mean?
Sorry, I kind of zoned out there.
Oh, come on. You know exactly. Yeah, it just takes me away from it when they do stuff like that. If Brock Lesnar comes out and then runs in the ring, and then Heyman's like, run out here and attack him. That doesn't make any sense. It takes
I kind of I see where you're getting at, but I think the point that you're kind of overlooking here is that it's kind of like, oh, Drake Maverick. Well, you know, I've heard he's on 205 Live. Should we go and watch some of that? It's kind of like a promotion, with Leo Rush. It's like, oh, Leo Rush, he's good on the mic. What's he like in the ring? Let's go watch some 205
Live.
But
they don't promote it on Raw. They don't say, oh, they're going to wrestle tomorrow night. It's just you watch 205 and you go, oh, fuck it, let's do two guys. Well, especially with the Drake Maverick count not being right. Why didn't leave it with Paul Heyman? Why don't they get someone else that can actually be a bit more of a voice for the authors of pain as well? Drake's already got a gig on 205 Live. You know, I don't understand it.
But anyway, can we never have to watch Rude, Gable and the Ascension wrestle ever again, please?
Okay, agreed. All right, we agree on that one then.
You know, now we have to watch the painfully unexciting team of Gable and Rude battle authors of pain.
We should be above working the third or fourth most important tag team in the division. But hey, at least Drake Maverick's got a sweet new leather jacket.
Yeah, a green jacket go along with it, yeah.
Then we had a Paul Heyman promo.
Yeah, Heyman came out, didn't he, and gave his spiel again about Strowman and Reigns destroying each other in Australia, then a 20-hour flight, getting here to Chicago, doing it all over again while Brock Lesnar was at home, eating what he wanted to do in his own kitchen, sleeping in his own bed, waking up in his own house, and resting up to become the only man to be a two-time champion in UFC and WWE. But what's interesting about that is that Cormier, who is scheduled to fight Lesnar in about February, is fighting in a couple of months' time now against a guy who's I've completely slipped from. So Cormier might not be a viable option for Lesnar, and John Jones is fighting Gustafsson. That's another one of the options. So we don't know if back to the UFC now. I'm sure he will, but the money contract is not there at the moment. He's making a shitload more money with WWE at this time. So, and the thing I liked about Heyman, one of his promos, in the promo, he said Lesnar, it was the hardest working Universal Champion of all time. Which really pissed off the crowd, you know?
Yeah. And again, another match that we haven't seen in a very, 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 very long time versus Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre.
I thought this match was better than the one in Australia. I don't know what you thought. I thought it really, really clicked well. There was moments with Rollins and Ziggler in this match. I thought it was fucking brilliant between the two. How they worked each other over the past few months. Kind of got that chemistry. I loved the fact that Strowman shouted at McIntyre and Ziggler, but then later on in the match, McIntyre was the one shouting at Strowman and telling him to get up and get sorted. Have you noticed one thing about Braun Strowman? No. You know Ric Flair used to go up and being thrown off the top turnbuckle?
Yeah.
Strowman always, every time I watch a Strowman match, he goes into the fucking ring post. Every time. I'm like, dude, you've got to learn by now. Stop trying to spear and go into the ring post. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but maybe I might be wrong. But it seems every time Strowman goes right in there and you're just like, fuck, he's falling through again. But then again, it's like watching a Superman punch or a fucking spear, I suppose. I thought it was great. You didn't like the match then?
No, the match was alright. I'm just saying it's a match that we've seen before. I mean, it kind of makes what happened at Super Showdown null and void.
Well, does it? It prolongs the feud, plus there's a different outcome. Drew McIntyre single-handedly beat the Shield. That's what was shown and proven on Monday night on Raw. Who got the victory, Dan? Who got the pin?
Drew McIntyre
beat Ambrose, Rollins, and the Universal Champion Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, and of course the Universal Champ Roman Reigns. I mean,
well, who got the pin at Super Showdown?
Ambrose pinned Ziggler at Super Showdown.
Exactly. So Ambrose single-handedly beat Ziggler, McIntyre, and Strowman.
Don't be stupid. McIntyre wasn't involved in the pin.
Well, shut your mouth then.
It wasn't involved in the pin.
Shut your dirty whore mouth then.
Look, McIntyre's beaten Ambrose countless times, all right?
Right.
The
long and short of it is after the match, Ambrose walked out on Rollins and Reigns to end the show. What's going to happen there?
Well, this is the thing. They're doing two things with this. They're doing that one, and earlier when Ziggler was having to go to Strowman and McIntyre about being involved, they told him you've got to pull your weight. So we don't know which one's going to break first. I don't think the Shield will. I think maybe you'll see it in the kind of Dogs of War. I don't want the Shield to break up yet. It's too soon. They can't keep doing this. They need to forget about this, come together, couple of months when people fucking forget or whatever it is they really enjoy the Shield, and then hit us when we don't fucking expect it.
So what do you think then? Are we going to see McIntyre face turn or a Ziggler?
I think we're going to see Ziggler face turn with McIntyre even McIntyre and Strowman teaming up for a little while, beating down Ziggler and going around like that, or just McIntyre having enough of it. I don't. Then again, Strowman versus McIntyre at the moment, I don't know who would win. In my eyes, I know who would win. I think Strowman might need the victory at this point. Yeah. But McIntyre's been so well protected. I'm so shocked by him. His record on Raw has been fantastic these past couple of months. You know, it's been Ziggler taking the losses, and it's been McIntyre getting the wins. I honestly, it couldn't ask for anything more. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was going to book him, I'd be like, oh fucking hell, this is exactly what I'm going to do with him. But it's not all about me. It's talking about the Shield as well. When do you want the Shield to go? Do you want it done now and Ambrose to have his moment?
No, I don't. I think it's a bit too soon. Again, you know, I'd like to see more Shield. I'd like to see, you know, because at the end of the day, if they recover from this, it's going to be more of a shock when they do split.
Yeah.
It's like, everyone's been teasing Dean Ambrose to split because it was meant to happen before he was injured.
Yep.
Would that have been too soon? Because, you know, that was a get around Survivor Series last year. They're going to try and replicate what they was going to do at Survivor Series. Yeah. This series, we got that coming up late November.
Well, we had Shield versus New Day, didn't we, last time round at last year's Survivor Series. So we'll see what happens this time. But yeah, if all is in place, you would think before WrestleMania, but you wouldn't want it too soon. You want it to kind of develop and grow. And let's not forget they're both champions as well, so they're both going to have to defend at some point. You can't just keep having a Shield, because then that makes a joke of what we've had on Raw this past year with Lesnar, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, but does that kind of protect? Because when was the last time that they defended their tag team titles?
Well, yeah, it's the thing. They haven't defended their tag team titles.
When, you know, and even same things going for Seth Rollins as well.
Well, the Revival was a couple of weeks, 3 weeks ago. And that was quite a good match, actually. I actually caught that one. But with Rollins and Reigns, they need to get single challenge as well. Whether they split it up and have the three facing three at a pay-per-view. But then again, they've kind of been doing that on Raw recently as well, haven't they? So, but I think there's still a lot more mileage.
Know, again, obviously, we've got the November 2nd Crown Jewel triple threat match. So they're going to have to do something with Rollins and Ambrose. Are they going to go against Magler and Ziggler?
Yeah,
Magler and Ziggler? Ziggler and McIntyre.
I think they'll have that match there. Yeah, I think you're right. How excited are you about Michaels coming out of retirement and facing Undertaker and Kane?
I'm looking forward to other matches. Well, I'm looking forward more to Miz versus Bryan. Not Miz versus Bryan. Bryan versus AJ.
Yeah, I think that's getting overshadowed a little bit at this moment in time.
I don't know. It's not high up there, you know, because he seemed like, I don't know, with Michaels when he was getting hit, and he was staying down for too long. Yeah. It's like the Michaels I know and love. He'd fucking get hit a couple of times, nip up to his feet, and he'd come back with a flurry. You know, is Michaels going to still be able to take his upside down bump that he can take so well? And
will it look the same? A bald Shawn Michaels wrestling? Do you know what I mean? Like, I know the hair was going when, you know, he came back and stuff, but would it be the Heartbreak Kid? Would it just look like a middle-aged bald man? I know he's still in shape, but like, he can't keep hiding it in the match wearing a cowboy hat. You know,
I understand that, but if you look at Baron Corbin when he had long hair, that was receding big time.
Yeah.
Now, Michael's a bit of a bald patch going on, or a bit of a receding at the front. You know what I mean? It's going to look ridiculous. It is better to shave it.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, he came back after 4 years when everybody said he couldn't do it. And that was 4 years he came back, and arguably the arsehole Shawn Michaels, with all his problems with the click and everything, that kind of got forgotten, and he became a surefire Hall of Fame, one of the greatest of all times with the career he had. Now coming back after 8 years, after all that, for me, he can only... I can't see... I might be wrong. I might look back in this in a couple of years' time and go, fuck, I was wrong. I can't see Michaels coming back now and adding anything to his career legacy. Having any more matches. There's
definitely nothing that he can add. He's had a brilliant career.
But I don't think he can go the same speed as an AJ Styles or Pete Dunne or someone like that. You know, I don't... I think...
But I think with Michaels, he'd be able to have a better match with an AJ Styles.
Yeah, I would hope, but I don't know. Maybe they just create a Legends League and just have legends wrestling each other month in, month out. I don't know. I think it might be a little bit embarrassing if we have...
I don't think he's working with the right type of fellas. He needs someone where, you know, they can kick it up a gear and he can kind of like be semi-carried by them.
Yeah,
Whereas The Undertaker, he can barely fucking carry himself, let alone anyone else.
Well, we'll see what happens at Crown Jewel, and you know we've got a lot of things to talk about. SmackDown, quick notes. You mentioned Randy Orton beating the Big Show. I think that was by count out.
No.
Did you pin him?
He pinned him. He fucking done a draping DDT over the top rope, and then RKO'd him. Bang, 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Well, Becky Lynch and Charlotte made history by having the longest women's match on television. That went 23 minutes. In the mount out, didn't it? Got thrown through.
Yeah, well, they kind of recreated a Rhino Jericho moment.
Oh yeah, they destroyed the not the this kind of screen there. Oh, the screen on the stage, and they didn't repair it by the time Mixed Match Challenge came around as well. By the way, I thought what was more exciting than anything else really on SmackDown was the match they announced for the SmackDown coming up on SmackDown 1000.
Yeah, well, if we just quickly run through the results first,
we
can go to that. But yeah, SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Charlotte Flair, and DQ can win the title. That kind of ended, as you said, with a double count out, getting speared through the LED background. Up next, we had Jeff Hardy beating Samoa Joe in the World Cup qualifier.
Oh, that's submission, wasn't it?
Well, he was defeated by stoppage because Joe's leg was hurt.
Oh, that's a joke, though, man. Joe, so close.
No, he's gone. The Miz TV featured Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. That was kind of like the Miz obviously trying to rile up the pair of them, saying, "Oh yeah, you beat me with a fluky win, la di da di da." Typical Miz bullshit. And then you had Styles defeating Shelton Benjamin by pinfall. That was quite a good match between the two. Benjamin still got it.
Yeah,
I think he's a remarkable athlete. Lana reveals the full story of one night in Milwaukee. As you say, it went to...
that was right, wasn't I?
Yeah, she basically said, "I want you," and then it stopped, and then it said to leave me alone. And it was actually Aiden English that went in for a kiss, and she said, "Whoa, what are you doing?" He's like, "I was going in for a cuddle, rah, rah."
But didn't he say that he still wanted Rusev Day to be back together, though, which is still I don't quite understand.
I think that was kind of...
wheeling them in.
A ruse.
Gotcha. They're not in cahoots.
They're not in cahoots, no. Randy Orton
all right,
destroyed the Big Show in a World Cup qualifier.
Well, speaking of the World Cup qualifiers,
and that was the main event, by the way.
No, it wasn't the main event.
That was the main event.
That started it.
That was the main event.
Oh, was it? All right.
Yeah.
Well, SmackDown 1000... there's going to be a good World Cup qualifying match because it is Mexico versus Japan. It's Rey Mysterio versus Shinsuke fucking Nakamura.
Now that... Has Ray still got it though? When was the last time we saw him? He was Greatest Rumble.
Yeah.
He wasn't too bad, you know.
He'll have it more than Michaels.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I would agree, yeah.
But yeah, you know, that is a proper World Cup qualifying match.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah, you talk about that. All right, last thing, schedule. You got schedule on the email.
Schedule for 1-4.
So it's the schedule coming up on the WNR before end of month, whenever you're listening to this. So we had we had the Super Show Down. That was last Sunday. That came out on the 14th of October. Well, that's coming out now. WWE versus WCW October the 17th. Yeah, that'll be fun. We'll be looking at all the stuff going down on Raw Nitro. WNR184 Mae Young Round 2. That'll be on the 20th.
WNR185 October 21st, and that is the WWE for October.
Yeah, we're bringing NXT. We've got Ricochet versus Pete Dunne and stuff like that as well. WNR186 Mae Young quarterfinals and semis. Hoping to bring that to you on the October 27th.
Yes, we've got the British special NXT UK and the Rev Pro World of Sport as well.
Yeah, that's on the 28th. That should be on the 28th. Halloween Havoc round the 30th. Halloween Havoc 1998, 1 Raw and 1 Nitro.
And then 187, November the 4th, Women's Evolution.
And then, of course, a week after that, we'll bring you the Crown Jewel as well. So there's a lot of news. But the reason we're bringing you a British special is hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen, because WWE has officially announced the start date for the long-awaited NXT UK weekly episodic series, and it's a lot sooner than you might have thought.
Well, according to the promotion's Twitter account, the British branch of the Black and Yellow brand will begin streaming on the WWE Network from Wednesday, October the 17th. That is next week. Sound the alarm. I'm going to have a meltdown.
Well, breaking NXT UK, a new weekly episodic TV show featuring the greatest male and female competitors from the UK, will stream on the WNR Network on Wednesday, beginning 17th October at 8 p.m. BST.
And that was the WWE UK Twitter account. This will add it to the current WWE Network Wednesday lineup, which presents 205 Live, NXT, and the 2018 Mae Young Classic, as that show draws to a close.
And what's even better for us, Brits at least, is that with NXT UK being a UK show, it will not air in the middle of the night. Like we said, it will air 8 p.m. British Standard Time, so 8 o'clock in the evenings for us here. Well done, WWE Network, for actually getting that right.
Yes, and we've got Rev Pro on Free Sports on Sky as well.
Yeah, and of course you've had World of Sport on ITV. You watch Impact on... What will you watch on Sky?
Spike.
And if you literally search wrestling, you can find other ones on Showcase and stuff like this. There's British wrestling around. It's what a time to be alive for a British sports fan, wrestling fan, and we'll bring you that special with the women's special as well on the road to everything else that we got.
Yes.
So we've got quite a busy couple of weeks coming up, to be fair.
We have indeed, yes, and of course we've got the SmackDown 1000 coming up very soon as well.
Yeah, got to do something about that.
I've obviously gone back and watched the first ever SmackDown. I've taken some notes on it, and it'll be quite interesting to contrast the two shows, what it's kind of evolved from 1,000 shows later.
Is it this Tuesday?
But that is it for now. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitter, WWE Network Review, or
at Vince McDan, WWE.
I'm at J_Rollins across all the Google platforms. WWE Network Review on Google Plus. Send us an email to WNRpodcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook.
Yes, Facebook. You can come and find our page and give us a like with the WWE Network Review podcast. Or you can come and find me and add me as a friend. I am Vince McDan.
Across all, subscribe to our YouTube channel, WWE Network Review. And we're on Instagram.
Yes, we just opened up an Instagram account. We're going to be that we've taken from the NXT events over the past few years, our Raw and Smackdown events as well. That is WNR_podcast on Instagram there. So if you go and find us and follow us, be much appreciated.
Our podcast go up on YouTube, and of course, not only that, but also SoundCloud.
On your phone.
We're on Spreaker Radio. We've got live shows coming in November, Stitcher Radio, and iTunes, where you can download, subscribe, rate, and review there. But that is it. Don't forget the next episode, WNR183, where you go back to the Monday Night Wars. But until then, I have been James Rowlands, and as always, I was joined by
Damn right.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and have a good day. Bye.
Bye.